welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
And a good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Thanks to those listening on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, those watching on YouTube, and to those in the future listening on the podcast, we appreciate you as well. Matt Iwanyk, Jay Milne, and Josh Classen with us here. I am great. How are you? It's always great when I see you. I don't see you enough.
Holidays.
Well, is it middle?
Yeah, I still have...
do weekends count?
I still have three days. Yeah, absolutely weekends count.
But they would be off anyways.
I'm the guy who on Friday texts his wife and I'm like, I'm on holidays. Yeah. She's like, it's the weekend. I'm like, no, I'm on holidays for 2 days. This is great. Yeah, I make
so those are your holidays?
Yes, absolutely.
So you get 52 holidays a year plus. Whatever you get from work.
Yeah.
I like that mentality.
Well, 104 holiday days if you're thinking about it.
Doubling them up, yeah.
Yeah. No.
What a life you live.
Plus.
Couldn't get better.
What's the holidays there at CTV? What, 8 weeks for you?
I celebrated my 21st anniversary at CTV Edmonton.
Wow.
On Sunday, 21 years.
Good for you.
Yeah. So I see if I can get it to 25. We'll see.
I would think so.
Would you have the most tenure in that building?
Not in the building.
No, not in the building.
Well, okay, on the
because UConn's 25, I think.
Yeah, and Dave Iwanyk been there longer than I have. I think Dave Mitchell's been there longer.
Oh, I always forget Mitchie's there.
I know. He's so easy to forget. Well, now that he's not on air, though.
Roger in engineering.
Yeah, Roger.
He's got to have been there for a long time. Maggie Anderson, I think she's been there since like the early 90s.
Yeah, there's a few.
You're pretty up there, though, now.
Not many.
You're pretty up there at 21.
You'd be like top 5?
Probably, yeah.
That's impressive. Like in today's day and age where, people come, people go, like to have 21 years under your belt it's good. It's good. I'm just trying to stay quiet about it. Maybe they've forgotten about me. Change the topic.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because you're so damn good.
I'll stay there as long as they allow me to.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hop into this here. Okay. As a weatherman,
Rapper-turned-weatherman.
Meteorologist, is that what you like to? Yeah. Okay.
Chief meteorologist.
Okay.
That's only because we have 2 meteorologists on staff.
So you're chief.
Yeah, but you are a chief meteorologist.
That's because I'm the afternoon guy. Yes, that's how you get to be chief meteorologist. There's no special training.
Question.
It's just if there was no other meteorologist at the station, I would just be the meteorologist.
It's like whoever on the news channels. There's always that lead anchor or whatever.
Bureau chief.
But then there's always the chief anchor. The one that hosts the election coverage is usually get the chief or something
Omar
like that.
Sajidina now.
That's taking it Canadian there. Question, before you continue with yours.
Yeah.
So Corey Adel is meteorologist.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Before he got there, you weren't chief meteorologist? You were just meteorologist?
I was just the meteorologist.
Oh, really?
Because we had no other meteorologists.
Did you get a special presentation? I
did it for myself.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I changed all of my business cards. I had to pay for it myself. To change all of them, but it was fine.
You didn't just handwrite chief.
What? I had to when I worked in Saskatoon. I had to handwrite on all my business cards because they gave me 1,000 business cards when I first started there, and they misspelled my name.
Oh, that's heaven.
Classen with a K.
Ugh. Jerks.
Yeah, and they were like,
could
they know who they were dealing with?
They did. They had no idea. They hired me by accident, actually.
Really?
In Saskatoon. Yeah. So there was a woman that got hired. I had applied for it, and there were 2 of us that applied, and she got the job. And then 6 months later, the job was open again. And I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Okay, I'll apply again. She got fired because she was writing fan mail to herself, which is fine. But this was prior to email days, and so it was handwritten, and so you could tell that they were all in the same hand. And they would have let her stay, but she denied that it was her.
How is this a fireable offense?
It was the end of her, what do you call that? Probation period.
Okay.
And so all of a sudden they were getting all this fan mail that she was so great and they can't let her go and blah, blah, blah.
So they thought she's crazy.
Pumping her tires.
Yes. If she had just, as my boss said at the time, she's like, if she had just owned up to it and said, yeah, you know what, I was concerned about, it was the end of my probation, we would have just kept her on. But the fact that she was like
she doubled down on
denying.
Yeah.
So they let her go.
How dare you accuse me of this?
So then again, 2 people apply for that job, me and another woman. And so I get the job. And then I find out 3 weeks after starting that Greyhound lost the other applicant's tape. It showed up 3 weeks after I had been hired. And my boss is like, I totally would have hired her instead. But so it all worked out.
Are you vote of confidence?
I lucked out.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
And all these years later, he's done 21 years here in Edmonton as the meteorologist and chief meteorologist.
Now chief meteorologist.
That's right. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, thanks to Tommy for this hat. This is the new Dustin Johnson brand. I like that. I like that a lot.
That's a nice hat.
Supposed to get me some 4 Aces stuff, but that's okay. This is good.
It's high quality.
Isn't that a nice hat?
Question for you.
Yeah.
Does it work with his hoodie?
The navy and the black is not
really.
I see. This is what I said, Matt. And then he went to StitchFix.com.
I just Googled
and
whether navy and black works.
Can go together.
It's okay, but the New York Jets logo really.
Oh, that's fair.
Green with the.
You see, where's the black and navy?
I just had this yesterday with my wife.
Okay.
I was getting ready for the Damon Bunting charity golf tournament, which you were at.
7th annual.
Yeah,
we'll get into that.
We'll get into it. We won the tournament. No big deal.
You guys were 6 under through or 5 under through 6.
Yeah, we finished 14 under. We won.
Oh,
but
slow down.
I was wearing
14
like
under one. What?
No, there's only 32. There's only 32 golfers.
Okay. Yeah, there's like 8 groups.
Very.
Right. Okay.
I won the 37th annual Franco's golf tournament.
Nobody wants.
No one's heard that story.
Yeah, nobody's heard this one. Let me guess. Do you have the trophy in your office?
I got the 35th annual. I'm going to bring that one in on Tuesday now.
So I'm getting ready. I'm wearing like a light blue, teal blue, like kind of golf shorts.
Yeah.
And then I have on like a vibrant, not pink, but not like salmon, like just a nice bright shirt.
Sure.
And then it went. It was like almost like vibrant pastels.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm like, this is okay, right? And she says yes. But then I wanted to wear my blue EST hat, and I put it on. She's like, can't do it.
No, you got to go
it
white.
It really
hat.
throws it off. And then I decided to go sans hat. Just rock it, which I'm glad I did because it wasn't as warm as I had predicted, or
I
maybe
can't
as
golf
you had
with
predicted.
no hat.
You can't?
No.
I prefer golfing with no hat.
I prefer golfing without a hat. And
there's a weird reason for that one though.
Hat but no glove.
Oh, I'm no hat, glove, glasses. I like to have glasses.
Yes.
But
yeah.
if it's not sunny out,
Do you have like the red lens glasses?
No. These are fashionable, like white avish kind of, cool people glasses. Yeah. They're from a gas station. Yeah. But that's all I'll allow myself to buy because I go through them like it's my job.
Sounds like my son.
If it's not a sunny shot, then they're off. They're beside me on the tee box. I have to remove them for the putt, for the shot.
You don't just put them on your. See, if you had a hat, you could just.
Yeah, and I can't put them on my head because I'm in danger of pulling any follicles out that I clearly can't lose anymore.
Right.
So
and you swing so hard that they would just fly off.
It would be. I thrash the torque. Yeah, the torque. The hip movement, the hip thrust.
Well, congratulations on winning.
Thank you. Yeah, we did. We were aided by what they sold for Mulligans, and they have these cool things that they sold called grenades.
How many grenades are you allowed to buy?
Well, I bought 2. You could buy as many as you want, but they weren't cheap. I bought 2. They're $40 each, and lo and behold, the Kyle McKinney, the golfer that from Varia Law in Sherwood Park that I was paired up with, he bought 2. So we said we're going to use 2 on the front, 2 on the back. We actually turned 2 par 5s into eagles because of it.
So what does a grenade do?
So if you're not on the putting surface, a bunker, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a strategy is to get as close as you can to the green without being on the green.
Right.
Then you can use a grenade and you throw the ball.
It doesn't count as a shot.
Close to the hole as you can.
Yeah.
You can throw wherever you want.
We were golfing with Damon.
But it doesn't count as a shot.
Doesn't count as a stroke.
So it's an add-on to the last shot wherever your shot goes, you're adding on.
But
to
you
it by
can't
throwing
use it if you're on the green.
You cannot use it if you're on your green. You
okay.
cannot use it to win a proxy either, a competition.
Right.
Longest putter closest to the
Sure.
pin. But we were golfing with Damon's brother, Brad, who had just come out of a slow pitch tournament as the pitcher. So we're like, oh, he's got a good feel for it.
Yeah.
He put 3 of the 4 grenades within 2 feet. Very, very good. And I'm talking there was some that had quite an undulation to the green that he deciphered, and it was great. He did really good at that. So that helped us.
Kind of cheating.
Hey,
the golf tournament.
I said it, but
It's mulligans.
But we
mulligans
didn't.
aren't cheating.
We didn't cheat because
They are. The mulligans are cheating.
Yeah.
we bought everything that we used, so it
Sure.
was not
Yeah,
cheating.
yeah.
And everybody had a string too, so we cashed in on a couple of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Great day.
Yeah. How's the string work?
So you get I think it was a 3-foot section of string.
Yeah.
And then you can, if you're within that, you can count it as of your last stroke. And then you cut off the string that you've used. And at the end, we were left with like 3 inches. That's all we had left. So we used it quite well.
Why wouldn't you just pot out if you're 2 feet?
It could be that, it could be the difference between a par and keeping a birdie,
Because
So it adds on top of your shot.
So it's like you're lag putting for your.
So if I chip on and I'm within 3 feet, I could just take it as
that
the string.
string.
Now, can you use a grenade and a string at the same time?
No, you can only use one per.
Like, because if I was just off, if I threw it and I got within 3 feet, could I not then take the string?
That's a good point. We never did.
And I double it up?
But maybe you could.
I'd get an albatross somehow. Like, I'd get my team an
It'd be like
albatross
using
somehow.
2 lifelines on one hole, though.
Yeah, but if I get an albatross,
Yeah, I mean,
Be in the middle of the fairway and just whip it as far as you can.
you could.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could if you had a guy that was dialed in or a lady that was dialed in that could get it close, heck, why not? But it was fun. It was a great day.
it was nice, beautiful
Maddie.
day.
Golfing yet?
Well,
I've done 2 rounds.
He doesn't golf.
He's just
there for the chipping.
Still worried about your shoulder?
Truthfully, I haven't done enough rehab, strengthening.
all right.
I have been slacking on it.
Right.
Straight up. 2, I haven't had time, actually.
Okay.
He's a
So
busy boy
3,
these days. He's a real busy
I'm now just going to be like, okay, well, why risk it? Like, I'm not worried, but it's also, who knows? Mm-hmm. And so I will wait till 2025. Like, the 2 rounds I've golfed, it's been 6 iron or less.
Well, listen, in the
Someone
new
got more.
house,
You're getting into sim?
triple garage, and so the single bay, I think, is
It's
one of my
buddies is
down to.
One of my
agree
buddies
to
is
this.
getting. There's one you could get for like $100, which is actually pretty decent, just for a little trial run if you're looking for it.
Is that
Just
that
connects to
Fi
your phone.
Golf?
Golf Buddy or something like that.
Oh,
Or I don't know if it's like that.
Yeah, no, I want to screen.
No,
Like, I
100%.
actually want to hit balls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, this you still have balls too.
really.
It just connect. Your phone goes behind you, and it's actually supposed to be really close. I'd have to look at it. It's only like $100 or something.
All right.
I might get it for my condo. But I'm not. So I might. Maybe I'll do one more round this year. Maybe
This is
one.
Josh Classen you're talking to, okay? He ain't going to get one of them $100 things.
Well, it's just to
He's
you
going-
get it to convince your wife. Like
He's going full
Well, I guess
job.
you don't want
Use
that.
it.
Why else you don't want it? Because if she goes, this is good enough, then you can't get the next one. So yeah, stay away from it.
I need the screen. I need everything.
See, my buddy's getting up working
I
on
got to
it.
talk to Rashog about his setup.
Yeah, I wonder if he used it this summer.
It's mostly a winter thing.
Yeah, I know it is supposed to be,
Yeah.
but I think earlier this year, like when it was like the first golf weekend, it's like I was in the sim this weekend. I was like, why aren't you out on the golf course? We wait all summer to get on the golf course. Why are you going in your sim?
Well, it's hard to get those tee times.
He's trying to get.
He's running with Shaw. He can get any tee time he wants.
It's like if you buy a membership to a course, you want to get in all the rounds to make your membership paid for.
Right.
Same as his sim.
Yeah, but you
Probably
got the
wants
winter
to-
coming. You wait till winter. And you crush it 18 a day. It takes an hour. That's it.
Yeah.
Goes quickly.
My buddy has a really nice simulator in his office.
Yeah?
Like a really nice one.
And does he use it?
No.
What?
Hardly ever.
Does he want to sell it?
No, because he's got a room built for it. Like you need to put in some groundwork to make the space for it. You can't I know some people can just throw it up in their garage or something, but this is a dedicated room with like speakers and he's got sensors above. It's one of those ones where it'll show the ball, your face of your club as you're striking the ball, so you can see why you sliced it or hooked it.
Like
it's a
when
real
you go
fancy
to
one.
the CCT.
Yes, it's really nice, and it's not computerized graphics. It's literal like snapshots that they've patched together to make it's live. Like it's like you're looking at Pebble Beach.
Wow.
It's really fancy.
Yeah, I'm not getting that one.
The upgrades on it are...
I'd be very intrigued to know which company that, like, which...
I'll take you there if you want.
Well, I would like to know. Like, I'd love to. I'd love to see the like the stitch together.
He's always on our pre and post game show.
Is he?
He's always chiming in.
Interesting.
Serixo.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll take you there.
I love my dream is that when I get a house one day to get a golf sim in there, but like put like the 30-40 grand into it,
right?
To do it
properly,
everything like green all around, and
you want to do like the.
I want the full man cave.
You want
but
like
it's a golf
the TGL, sim. But just a miniature version.
Yeah.
in your house, which I can't wait for.
That's TGL this January, isn't it?
I know it's going to be great.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy indoor golf.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got the green with all the hydraulics in it, so they can recreate any green.
Crazy
on the PGA Tour. Oh,
isn't there a course in Vegas?
Incredible.
This is kind of topical, but isn't there a course in Vegas that every hole is designed as some of the most iconic holes in golf?
There's I don't know if it's in Vegas. There's one in Texas that my buddies were trying to do a golf.
Yeah, so you can play like, hole like the first hole of the Amen Corner, I think, and then you can play.
This is a real
Pebble
course.
Beach. It is a
real
course,
course, and they've each of the holes they've
tried replicating.
Yeah. And there's some from
somewhere,
St. Andrews or something.
There's probably one in Vegas too, but there's one in Texas that we were looking at doing, and it's not that expensive to.
That would be so cool.
It'd be awesome.
Well, we were just talking about it the other day, Maddie. Of was it you? No, maybe not. But like going to the Masters and just to walk it, just to see now as a different perspective for when you're watching it, see the elevation changes and that you can't really pick up on TV.
No,
I think that would be cool for something. As Reed and I were talking about it, of sporting events he'd like to attend that he hasn't attended, and the Masters was one. But he said not necessarily to golf it. Obviously, golfing it would be cool.
Sure.
But if you could walk around it and just walk and see how, because they always speak about it on the broadcast of how elevation straight uphill going into this green or straight downhill. But it doesn't do it justice on TV, right? It never does. But that would be pretty cool to watch, and then be able to watch it from home and say, "Oh yeah,
I remember being
that.
there."
Yes,
U.S. Open for me would be like bucket list.
Tennis. Oh, that was his number one.
I love
that. Was
US
his
Open
number one.
is my favorite. Every year, my wife and I just sit and watch and go, all right, next year, how much would it cost to get tickets to the U.S. Open? And you can get reasonable, like for the
I don't
first
think
week.
It's that bad.
No. For like $35 American, you can get grounds passes and just walk and watch any of those. You could have seen
the outdoor ones.
Gabriel Diallo win his first round.
Tour 18 in Dallas.
Okay,
somebody Darren saying Tour 18 in Dallas.
Yeah, that was not even on my radar of sporting events to go to.
US Open.
When Reed broke it down, and his rationale behind it was that you get the pass, the grounds pass, and then not necessarily in the Arthur Ashe Arena or whatever the other one, the female tennis player, this is the name of the arena. Anyways, the big stadiums, you can go watch games there.
What is that?
Is it Billie Jean King?
Yeah, Billie King.
Yes.
Yeah. But then you can go to the outside stadiums that are less populated, and you can literally be in row 2 watching world-class tennis.
Yes.
And getting a real sense. Because that's another thing that is kind of, you get tricked on TV, is because the ball's coming to you or away to you in tennis, you never really get to see just how much spin is on those balls, just how much velocity is behind those serves.
Yeah.
Right? So that was cool. I didn't even think of that. And you're in Queens, you're in New York.
The Davis Cup came to Rexall in the final year or so of Rexall.
That's right.
And JMO and I went, and it was the Shapovalov was playing and stuff, and it was just watching it in person. It was like, whoa.
Surprising for you?
How fast it is, how good they are, like how it's just getting over that net. Just seeing it all was like, this is impressive. This is really cool.
I would bet
could take any Yankees game with it too when you go to the US Open.
And you could get a Jets preseason game at the same time.
Possibly even a regular season if you go to the finals.
Game. Yes.
So this is not just a random hoodie. This is your team. This is your squad.
He's a Jets fan.
Oh, this is our year.
Yeah, I'm not.
Last year was their year too.
It would have been, except for the.
I don't know if it would have been
the season.
I don't know if it would have been.
If they had Tyrod Taylor as their backup last year, and then
if they had Tyrod Taylor as their
let's
backup,
just stop you there.
The season would have been.
If they had the quarterback room last year that they have this year, the season would have been fine. It
Tyrod
would not have been,
Taylor.
I have faith in Tyrod. You know who else looks good? Adrian Martinez.
What are you talking about Tyrod Taylor for? You should be talking about your main man.
No, but
he's going to get injured again. I have no faith. Yeah, no. He will not play every game this year.
Well, I certainly hope for your fandom that he does, because that's the only way you're going to have a shot in that division. Breece Hall, that's the guy that I am circling as I think this could be a major breakout year for Breece Hall. Like, he's been doing damage already.
2 years back from injury, yeah.
But I think this is his coming out party.
Oh, they're going to be great. They're going to be incredible.
He had them winning the division last year.
They will win the division this year.
Gee, don't double down, Josh.
They will.
Over Miami and Buffalo.
Yes.
Dude, you're dreaming.
No. The defense looks incredible, and the offense will be potent.
Were you dipping into the two hoots before we came on?
Not yet. No, the Jets are gonna. They'll be incredible.
I'm a lowly Commanders.
It'll
fan,
be.
Well, hey, no, there's future, baby. We got Jaden Daniels. And I've said this before about other rookie quarterbacks, but like, we had RG3. Bless you. We had RG3.
Yeah.
RG3 could have done a lot of damage.
Yeah,
but
thanks Mike Shanahan, who is a useless coach. He destroyed RG3's career, and anytime I hear RG3 come up, I need a rip on Mike Shanahan.
His knee injuries, man. What are you going to do?
Don't play him in that playoff game.
Against Cowboys. But he balled out.
Hurt.
Yeah,
until his leg buckled on him, his knee buckled on him, and he never was the same again.
That was a real... there's something to be said about Commanders / former Redskins that played on that field that have had horrific injuries. I mean, Theismann, Alex Smith did the exact same injury as Theismann did at the same spot, at the same time of a game.
The Jets talk about that with their field, too.
Yeah?
I think there's lots of teams that...
Well, so the Jets field, though, that's synthetic. Now,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
I believe the Commanders field is grass. And I think there's quite a large push from the Players Association to force owners to put grass. Because there's just the injuries that happen on synthetic turf as opposed to natural grass.
That was the big talk after Rodgers went down last year.
Well, and like Taylor Lewan, former offensive lineman for Nashville, he's suing the NFL right now because he had a season-ending injury that he thought they did not. They were negligent in addressing it by forcing their players to play an inadequate turf.
And you can't bring the money aspect into it.
No, they could change it every week if they wanted to. Those owners, they could change the turf every week.
More than enough.
And I don't know what's like. I guess for the stadium, it's easier to
take it in and take it
out.
Well, that's the question would be, if you're Minnesota with the dome, how are you dealing with this turf?
Right.
How are you bringing it in and out? If you're Seattle in cold weather, how do you deal with this turf? The cold weather, I understand. Like, I think there is a level where it's like, how are they supposed to keep the grass adequate? The lower climate, like there's a spot where you go, you should all have natural grass.
What stadium is it? Arizona, where they like
them and Vegas?
They bring it in.
They wheel it out, wheel it in,
and Vegas, and Green Bay, because Lambeau Field does do natural grass, and they bring out like lights and stuff.
Well, and you'll see like
hydroponics.
They do it.
Back when Aaron Rodgers was with Green Bay, and they would actually get into the NFC Championship games and whatnot, and it was in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. You'd see a strip down the center in between the hashes that was recently resodded because the rest of it was because that's where the most traffic is, obviously, right?
Right. Well, it's the same as like watching Wimbledon. Yeah. You see nowadays it's dead at like the net. It's dead at the back. Green in the middle type thing. Yeah. But the NFL should just change it every week. Well, they not change it every week, but they should have it every year.
Well,
new source.
Matty, you're the soccer guy here. Like in the English Premier League, they don't use synthetic grass.
No, a FIFA World Cup will be like when it comes to North America, it's all going to be natural grass.
It has to be.
It's all going in. MetLife is the home of the World Cup final that year. So they're going to have natural grass placed into MetLife that season. Yeah. I wouldn't assume that they would. They might. I'll be intrigued if they rip that turf out
afterwards
and put in artificial again before the start of the next season. The only thing, because Copa came through US this year, and they did all natural grass, and it was a disaster because like in Atlanta and Dallas, they put it in like a week before, and it didn't take properly. It's on concrete. The players were complaining. It was causing injuries because it was so poorly done. That natural grass needs to be done like months in advance, if not a year in advance, to grow it properly. And I'll be intrigued to see how these teams handle it next year.
The roots can take hold.
Like what are we going to see next year from those World Cup stadiums? Are they going to start putting in the natural grass early to get prepared for the year later of hosting the World Cup, or are they going to put the...
Probably not. They're probably
going to be a disaster.
Yeah, then it's going to be a disaster, and it will be.
It's going to be a disaster World Cup.
But like that was the same situation at the Super Bowl last year. They replaced all the turf in Arizona. 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, and it was bad.
They grew a grass specific for that Super Bowl 2 years ago in Arizona,
and it stunk.
And it was awful. It did. I think they were slipping on it. Like it was a terrible field. That was Chiefs Eagles, I think.
Yeah,
that Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was awful. The footwear was an issue. Guys changing cleats mid-game, all that stuff. Brutal.
I remember the 18 Grey Cup here. Players slipping around, and it was a disaster because the turf here is designed for soccer. And at a certain level, it freezes and it doesn't work properly. And then the players slipped. And then, it's like, we got a soccer turf for football now. That doesn't go well. And it didn't.
You know what? Speaking of NFL, I've got to mention this because it's just awesome.
Am I going to get angry?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm happy, Jay, today. I'll get to you on Monday.
You'll be happy Monday, won't you?
I don't know. Trey's limited again, and I'm worried he's not going to play, and that's going to be MBT, and MBT's going to find a way to just lose this football game. Sorry.
Just you keep your negative thoughts to yourself, okay? See what he's doing to me?
Now
he's bringing on
you know something?
He's bringing on
Cool Bets, knowing that MBT might be starting, I do have 2 parlays with the Elks, or one of them where the Elks cover the 3. So
congrats.
Bet on the Elks.
Congrats, you curmudgeon.
Continue your NFL.
Speaking of NFL, Josh, you would be interested in this, as would you, Maddie, because you're big NFL fans.
Before we do that, can I make this a Hangout headlines?
I think you should.
Brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. Book your tee time for this weekend because it's going to be actually all next week's going to be beautiful. We'll get you to give us a little forecast. No, you're off.
I have no
idea.
idea.
You have no idea what to say.
I don't care.
Book your tee time by visiting ranchgolf.com.
So the Edmonton Wildcats, who I used to be involved with, they have run an NFL survivor pool for the last 3-4 years. Now, unfortunately, they're not allowed to run it the same way they used to, which was paid entries and big prize pool.
Right.
There was some issues with, it's sad, but it's the realities of what they're dealing with as a amateur sport club, that they can't do this due to...
Jeez.
Medium pepperoni for Spicoli.
Oh. So Gager yesterday found the toaster oven that we have here. And we had some Italian pizzas left in the freezer, and he threw them in yesterday. So that's where, I don't know if you guys heard that ding a couple minutes ago.
I did not.
There was I heard it because the toaster oven clearly was cooked, but Gager found that there was a toaster oven in the shared kitchen area, and that we had a couple of
this is first class service here.
We had a couple of pizzas still left over from the Italian center. So dive on in. I like that. Oh, thank you.
Well, you can't ruin the...
Should we just dig into this, guys? Well,
you can. I still want to hear the story.
Tell me about the survivor pool.
So about the survivor pool, unfortunately, they're not allowed to have paid entries this year, but they are still offering free entry. So you enter for free. It's a survivor pool. So you pick the team that's going to win, and you progress, right? Mm-hmm. So if your team wins in week 1, you progress to week 2. It's free to enter, and they're throwing in $500 as the prize pool from the Wildcats. So
how do I enter?
If you go to EdmontonWildcats.com, and it's right there. You can click on the survivor pool. Should be a link right there. Wildcats 2024 pool. Sign up at runyourpool.com.
So every week I just pick Jets, and then I'm there.
You can't pick the same. You only can do it once.
And I wouldn't take that.
Why don't I see it on my main page? This is the main page. Oh, I got 50-50. I got the golf tournament. Am I not on the right part of this? How's that pizza?
Menu.
Delicious.
Okay, go to...
Is it under news, maybe? I like how we're doing this live. Maybe I was on news. No. You're going to have to send me the link.
Okay, go to news. Wildcats 2024 NFL pool. Click on news.
Yeah, I did.
Wildcats 2024 pool.
Okay. Why do I not get it?
Because it's an Android, Maddie. This is an Android.
Why are you blaming the Android for this one? Well, I've got the 50-50. I've got the golf tournament. I've got skills competition. Here, I'll go off desktop. I'll go to the desktop site here.
This is good pizza.
What do you expect? It's from the Italian Center,
right?
Okay, I'm gonna have to look up this later.
That's
this is a new
find it.
thing now, right? With the pepperonis that curl up like that. Like this is kind of in the last 2 years. This has become like a staple now for pepperoni pizzas.
Why does it do that?
I think the pepperoni's pre-cooked or fried before going on the pizza. Then it goes to the oven, so it has that curl to it, which I enjoy. I like crispy pepperoni.
Although it reminds me of, you remember the little McCain mini pizzas that you used to get?
Those are awesome.
Yeah. And those ones, they curled.
Okay. It's been a while since I've had one of those.
Yeah.
I had to Google Edmonton Wildcats
I had a
pool.
pizza at Circle K yesterday.
Yeah. Continue.
I had to stop in before I went to golf. Grab
getting a snack, right?
Grab some supplies. And they were like, here, have a free piece of pizza. It's big gas day, blah, blah, blah. Have this, have that. Delicious.
Come on.
Gas station pizza.
You can't. Well, Sev has a good pizza.
Do they?
I think so.
There's no Sevs anymore.
Not downtown.
Not anywhere.
I drive by one every day. Come here.
What are
Really?
they?
I don't know, but they've just disappeared. Think about it.
True.
Most 7-Elevens have just completely disappeared. The one in St. Albert, gone. Most of the ones in the West End, gone. I don't know. I don't know what it is. If they're just
parent
not
company?
renewing their leases, or
The parent company of Circle K's, which is from Quebec, I believe.
okay.
They are a big company.
Well, they switch every year because they're like Winks.
Winks, yeah.
And then
Well,
there's
there's a few of
Circle
them.
K, and then they're Max.
Well, Max turned into Circle K.
Right.
They have put in a bid to buy 7-Eleven from the Japanese parent company for like
So there's got to be
billions.
something going on.
I guess 7-Eleven is massive out in Japan. Like their stores are amazing.
Get out of here.
So they're closing here. They're just all moving to Japan. Just relocating. That is good pizza.
sometimes you can go to a gas station and get some really good chicken wings too. Like if you want those overbreaded style. I'm talking like out in Wasetna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, like a mom and pop gas station on the side of the road.
What's the name? Peppers in Wasetna.
Okay.
You can't miss it. Like you'll get good food there.
All right.
Really good. If you're out
The
and
next
about,
time I'm in Wasetna.
yeah. Oh yeah, you got to hit it up. It is legendary. Get
I
the
do have to
pepperoni
throw this
stick.
out there.
Yeah.
Also today, by the way. You know it's coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. Actually, I'll get to
What
that.
day is today?
Today's Friday. It's the 30th.
7 o'clock tonight.
That was Hangout headlines, but I also have to get to Road Warriors, which is brought to you by AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers. Custom manufacturing of heavy haul trailers for mining, oil and gas equipment, highway transportation. No patch jobs, better than used solutions, trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large loads. AccuSteel.ca. This is where we look at schedule tonight. One team's on the road from locally.
Bears.
There it is. Our Alberta Golden Bears.
Gold Bears.
They're at UBC, 7 o'clock to take on those Thunderbird as we begin our season.
Hey, do you want to come over to my house and watch it?
I'll be here. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be here. I got too much to go, but
I wonder if because I always
gotta
buy
get
the pass for Canada West.
well, I should connect with Connor Hood.
Yeah, can we get media ones?
There used to be able to do that. I should message him and get that. But the Golden Bears looking for revenge.
Guess what I buy the
Revenge.
Canada West pass for?
$50.
No, guess what sport I buy it for?
Volleyball.
Basketball.
Pandas basketball.
Oh, yeah.
We watch a lot of basketball in our house.
Sure.
And especially Pandas. We like to support the Pandas basketball. My wife's an alumni of the Pandas.
Okay.
And it's great basketball. Really good basketball. And actually the broadcast quality is awesome.
Do they have play-by-play? Or are you just listening without play-by-play?
Nope. Really? Like Doug
Every
McLean.
team has to do it. Every team has to supply.
Doesn't Majot do the...
Majot and Doug McLean do basketball for U of A.
When it's a... Yeah.
The Doug McLean?
The Doug
Not that Doug McLean.
Okay.
No, he's
That
my
Doug
Doug.
McLean's in Florida
was
and
gonna
in
say.
PEI. And I don't think he knows much about basketball.
It
He's my
seemed
the
odd
Doug
to
McLean,
me.
okay? Doug McLean is Doug McLean. When I first started out was with Dustin, calling Bears football games. Dustin was the play-by-play. I was his color, and then Doug McLean came in, and we had a 3-man booth. Doug is a beauty. He's doing so much basketball now. It's awesome. He does the Stingers games. You know, when it's not. I saw they brought in a playoff crew. That kind of pissed me off.
And they bring in the TSN crew.
Yeah, I know. Why not use Doug?
Okay, with all due respect to Doug, I'm not They use Rod Black, which is amazing.
Rod Black was not in Edmonton.
No, or they use Chuck Swirsky.
Yeah.
You remember him?
No.
He was a Toronto Raptors voice before he went to go take over the Chicago Bulls, and he still does Bulls basketball. He was the guy before Matt Devlin.
Him in for the CBL.
They bring him in for the CBL.
I don't like that.
It's wild. Listening to him, I'm just like, oh, that brings me back to watching the Raptors.
You know what?
From like
I do
2000s.
agree, though. It is a bit of a slap in the face to have your local broadcasters, and then you're not.
That's sports.
You're good enough.
I know, but it's usually Doug McLean and Paul Sir.
It's amazing, but
they do a good broadcast.
The NHL, you have your regional rights, and then when it gets to the playoffs, the national broadcasters take over.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Baseball does the same thing.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't want to listen to you.
I just want to say,
I don't like it.
Did you say you don't want to listen to me?
Well, not to your take.
Look at that crisp that Gager got on this.
This is a fantastic.
He did a great job with that.
Yeah, it is really good.
In a toaster oven. Mm-hmm. I know. I miss my toaster oven. I had to get rid of it when I got married.
Never been a big toaster oven fan.
I love the toaster
I've
oven.
never had one.
No, love the toaster oven.
Now, air fryer. We've got the Ninja with...
No.
What?
No.
Josh Classen.
No.
This will change your life.
I know.
No, because you literally...
I don't want another appliance on the counter.
I know, but this one would take care of the rest. Get rid of everything.
I want to cook properly.
What do you mean?
I want to do the whole process. I don't want to speed things up.
I imagine you're a guy that likes your veggies.
Yeah, because you have so much time to cook.
I do have a lot of time to cook at times.
You were just complaining you have no time.
No, for these next few weeks.
Okay.
Next week, I got to do Hangout. I got to do Lock Shop one day, and then I'm on EST Afternoons with Hernan and Gager, and then I'm on Ree and Jay Show. I'm on 9 to 6.
You need a raise.
Hey, he's already the coup. He's the COO, okay? He's doing all right.
I do have the jar of sauerkraut for my big win at Remax, plus my 37th annual Franco's Golf Tournament. Did you not hear about that?
Wow, this guy.
No, the air fryer. My Tecmo trophy.
The air fryer.
You throw some sauerkraut on that pizza?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not opening up that. That's my championship.
I love sauerkraut.
I've never had sauerkraut on a pizza.
Yeah.
That sounds...
I've never had it either, but it sounds delicious.
It's not going on.
He's not cracking that jar.
That's my championship trophy.
You're just going to keep it and let it age?
Of course.
I wonder how long it could ferment in there. I mean, it's fermenting.
By the way, this is the Hangout. Iwanyk, Josh Classen, Jay Milne with you. Did you ever come by while we were playing Tecmo at the old place?
No.
You never did. You never saw us playing it.
No.
Okay.
I very rarely got to the radio side.
You used to come often
Yeah.
when I had the Keurig machine in my office. You came once a day to grab a coffee.
Because I had
and then
to
you also did the bear hit.
That's because I had to do live upstairs hits.
Yeah, but you also came and grabbed the coffee.
Yeah, and visited.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
It was good.
And then we just visited outside every so often.
Yep.
What am I looking for? How long?
No Tecmo.
How long can a jar of sauerkraut sit?
So I'm working with Play More Tables and Games.
To
get them on the afternoon shows with their wicked commercial. Everybody knows
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your man cave. Fan cave, right?
I think Will did voice those commercials too.
Really?
I think got the song part before it, and it was like a really fast voice.
Play More Tables and Games. This is like Play More. Now you're indebted to us for what we just did here.
Yeah. They have to come on in the afternoons.
I was talking to Warren from Play More, and I said we got to get that commercial back up and running, man, because that is legendary status. He said that's actually a local band that wrote and performed that.
You know what else is legendary that they should bring back?
What?
The Legend of the Chevy Farm song.
Ooh.
Legend of the Chevy Farm. Westgate Chevrolet.
And people come from far and wide to put us to the test.
See? Yes. Yeah.
And when the deal is done, they'll say...
A good jingle is...
When they're done good and well. The bad ones, the ones that try to get forced.
Right.
And they think they're
Westgate
good. Those are awful.
Yeah. You know what was a real good jingle? I'm just going to say the first part and you'll pick it up.
Okay.
426-5050. If you're hungry, call the Lido. Free delivery. You've never heard the Lido?
Well, I didn't grow up in Edmonton.
Okay.
So
that was like 426-5050.
No.
If you're yeah, it was a legendary commercial.
An unopened canned sauerkraut. Properly stored, unopened can will generally stay
stored
at best quality. So not like we're not talking about even just diminishing at best quality.
Homemade jar?
At best quality. That's a store.
Okay. All right.
Would you like to see my trophy?
I'm sure it's sealed properly.
For about 3 to 5 years. So I could hold that for a couple of years until I need to open that.
Big Slam Nasty in the Nasty chat says, I will sneak into the EST office one night and steal that jar of sauerkraut. No mask on. I want Maddie to know it was me.
I'm just going to take it home eventually. Don't worry.
Well, really, you
Display
can just buy another.
prominently
You
on
can
your
just
home.
buy another one off the shelf at.
That's from Save On.
Your local grocery
It's
store.
the Western family, whatever it is. It's their. So it's my championship. I won it from the race at Remax when I beat all the boys.
Yeah.
So Warren from
I heard
Playmore,
about that.
working with
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
And he said, we're getting in a shipment this fall of the standalone arcade games. And he says, I know your boys used to love it back then, so maybe we can get one in the studio. So we could have the reincarnation
A Tecmo.
of Tecmo Bowl.
Do you know what I love about that is when you sent the text to the group of EST that like we want this, everyone was very excited. I'm like, yeah. But then I jumped in with a very specific, like it has to have a joystick, otherwise don't want it type thing. And immediately Dustin's like, yeah, it needs the joystick. Like the two of us immediately like we're all excited, but then it was like, no, it needs to be specific to our specifications.
It would have to be 2-player, 2 joysticks, 2 buttons.
We had 6.
6-player?
6 buttons.
6 buttons.
2 players, 6 buttons. The reason 6, I think you could get away with 4. We only used 4 for Tecmo. So you need at least 4. The system, like it was an emulator, so you could play Super Nintendo, right, Sega Genesis, regular arcade games, Golden Tee, all that stuff. So to be prepared for, like, I think Super Nintendo is it 4 buttons or is it 6? So I think to balance out all the games, you need all those buttons.
Yeah, he said there's like 700 games on this thing. So I'm assuming there would be lots of
full-size stand-up. It's not one of the mini ones?
No, it's a full-size stand-up.
You saw the arcade game that we had at Bell. You never went into the Jock Lounge?
No.
The Talent Tank?
No.
We had that game for like 3 years.
I know.
And you never saw it?
Never.
Wow.
I'm not a big video
Somebody
game guy.
hated that. Well, I just thought walking around you'd see us playing it, but somebody hated radio, I guess.
No.
Interesting.
No, not big on video games.
Learning something now about Josh.
Playmore can't help me with this, but maybe Wayne or someone can. What do I do? I have, now that I'm moving next week, and I have a box, like this high, full of old hockey and CFL football cards and NFL football cards and baseball. What do I do with that? I don't want to just throw it away.
You want to get them valued?
But I also
like
don't want to go through them all. Could I donate them to someone who will go through them?
Okay, here's what you do. There's lots of kids that would love to go through those and love to organize them, and lots to kids. It's coming up again. Right. From when we were younger, when it was hot. Now it's coming on the rise.
Are you trying to find out if there's anything good in there?
I don't know.
He just doesn't want to throw them out. He'd like somebody to have them.
I don't want to throw them out. I just, like, there's a Rocket Ishmael card in there.
I'll drop them off here.
And
we'll go through them.
You can. I did this already.
I'll go through them.
The Rocket Ishmael. Hey, I had a poster in my bedroom window, a life-size poster of Rocket Ishmael from Notre Dame, Toronto Argonaut. Who can forget that legendary touchdown run back? Snowball gets thrown at him, right?
Nobody.
I'll say this. I'll do 5 minutes on a Hangout every day, just going through grab a pack of those cards.
There's an idea. That would be fun.
We'll go into I'll put it right here on the side.
Everybody grab a bundle.
Everyone will grab for 5 minutes. We're going to go through Joshin's cards.
That's what you do.
Boom. And then we'll sort them out. And then you can have them back after we go through that. I don't know how long is it going to take.
Yes, that's the idea.
That's my point. Actually, bring them here.
I'll
gladly sort them.
I bought a card binder with a whole bunch of card inserts. My daughters, they're excited about it for one day, and the next day they could care less.
Right.
Kids. I'm going to bring that in, and we can start organizing the good ones. And
there are some binders in there with them in the slots.
This is a great idea.
They're team. Some of them are. One of the binders is like team.
Now I'm really excited that you're not kicking me off the Hangout.
I got a couple Pelly Lindbergh.
I'm not kicking you off the Hangout.
You kicked everybody else off.
I kicked no one off.
I demanded to stay on the
Hangout. I kicked no one off. So he's expanding with Reed and Jay. So
apparently in sports.
So I thought he wouldn't want to come in every Friday to do a second show.
This is where I was born.
So he's like, I said one day, I was like, so you'll be done on the Hangout. And he was like all offended.
Because of these walls, I am on a show with the legendary Reed Wilkins. How could I look back and walk away from what gave birth to my
I worked with Reed
career.
In Saskatoon.
Did you?
For a couple of years?
Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
He is. He came and picked me up yesterday for the golf tournament. He was golfing as well. He is the funniest person I think I've ever met.
Yep.
He told me a story. It was just before the birdie booze hole.
On number 7.
Yeah.
Which I would like to explain after.
The guy he was golfing with was Blake Bunting from Action Electrical. He said,
who sunk a crazy putt. As Reed told me, it was very angulated, all of that. Long putt, 120 yards. A serpent came up and attacked.
Yeah, that was all a farce. He sent me a text like earlier in the round. He said, "Wow, Blake just hit like a 30-foot putt."
Wow.
I'm like, "Wow, that's awesome."
Yep.
And then when he came and saw me at the birdie hole, he said, "Man, you should have seen like Blake when he hit that putt. There was coyotes that ran across the green." And he was in and out of their legs trying to get it into the hole, and it fell. And then I saw, because they were the group behind us, I saw him a few holes later. He's like, "Man, when Blake hit that putt, it went into a goose's butt." And he had to poke it through, and it popped out of its mouth and rolled all the way on.
Yes.
He was creating the story before I even knew. I thought he actually made that putt.
Right. He didn't even
Reed
hit the
was
putt.
setting up a 4-hour joke. 5-hour joke.
Okay.
And he kept telling it throughout the day. And it's like, who can think of that?
No.
Reed Wilkins can.
Yeah, so Reed and Onright were the sports team in Saskatoon Global when I was there.
That's the connection with Reed, because
those two
Onright's coming on our first show on Monday. He'll be on us with us at 5:20.
Hilarious.
He's a big fan of Reed.
Yes.
So I don't want to give too many details because not all this was allowed. But
I think you can speak freely about it now.
I don't want to cause
It's his
problems for
neighbor.
the future.
It's private property.
It's not that. It's the course. I don't want to cause problems for Damon.
Okay.
With the course and all that. I don't want to go into all of that. But I was serving the EST at a hole. I brought some birdie booze. I was serving some birdie booze yesterday. That's where I was serving it out of. So I was inside. So I don't.
That's like some serious free pour.
Well, it's funny.
So that's a jug of water. I showed it for those on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I then was pouring on the side. So we're at a course where in between the holes there's houses. It's in residential area.
Yeah.
And I had EST sunglasses for people, but then everyone who I wanted a shot, I went to one of Damon Bunting's neighbor's house, and I went inside their kids' 2-story treehouse, which is absolutely incredible. I've never seen a 2-story treehouse before. They are so cool. And I serve birdie booze from a kid's treehouse to golfers.
That's fantastic.
For various reasons.
Is there a window on the second story?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's all over. I thought it was up at the top.
You should have gone up and started just from the second story.
I thought I had to go up and bring everyone up there. I didn't know there was a basement to this, or like a first floor to this. And then the lady who owns the house, she's like bringing me like ice and stuff. She's like, "Oh no, go downstairs. I thought you'd be down there." I was like, "There's 2 stories to this thing. What the hell is this?" It's amazing.
And then there was a pool up above.
Yeah, I didn't get in the pool. And then
I thought you'd be dipping.
They have speaker like connected to their house.
Yeah, oh yeah, you could hear it.
Like he put on music for the area, and I was looking where the music was coming from, and it's right on the side of their house. Like it's designed into the house and stuff. It's
a pretty fancy neighborhood, I must say.
But it was, I was serving birdie booze, and it's now a famous spot apparently from the treehouse.
Oh, well, no, it's every year he does it there.
They didn't do it last year apparently.
Really?
Because I was being told I do not want to mention it on air just at this moment. I can tell you off the air.
All right.
Because it wasn't exactly supposed to happen.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Okay.
But I guess last year people were going, "Where's the?"
Yeah.
When the tournament happened. The birdie booze was a little unsafe.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, rules, regs.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. It is. It happened.
It was fun.
It seemed like a good time. You guys were all having a good time.
Probably saw me hit one of my best drives of the day.
I saw a few really good shots before you guys rolled up the tournament of Damon Bunting. Some elderly ladies were coming through. There was groups of them. They were having a great time. Some of them could really hit the ball nicely. Yeah. Before them, the NHL official stats people were there. There's 3 groups of them. They were doing an annual little golf thing because one of them's my neighbor. So I was like, all of a sudden he comes up. I was like, "What are you doing here?" And then talked to some of them. The maintenance guy's a big fan of the station. He's also a fighter, Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan. So we talked a little bit about the Fighting Irish. It was a great day.
Great day. And then the Catherine Plouffe.
Yeah.
She was there.
Yeah.
She's so tall.
Kira, who's the head coach of Nate Ook's women's basketball, was there.
That's who she was partnered with?
Yeah.
I was wondering who that was.
Jordan Baker, head coach of the Stingers.
Jordan Baker,
GM was there. It was a fun little time. Jack Michaels was there.
All the Stingers were there. Yeah, Jack Michaels was there.
Oh.
Wow.
Star-studded.
Where was I? I was golfing at Meadowview instead.
So you're on a golf streak right now. You're gonna.
It's a slow year for him.
You're gonna go for it. Hey, on these holidays. Does your wife golf?
5 in. No, because she doesn't like getting paired up with other people.
Oh, I hate that too.
Yeah. So
my buddy won't do it.
He won't pair up with other people.
He will make sure he has a group going. And if it's two of us, like we won't go and book a tee time.
Right.
We will look at the tee sheets. This is where online booking is the best.
Couples that will golf with us.
Is that you look at?
It's always a foursome.
You look at a tee sheet.
The worst is a threesome, and then you get paired up with a single.
Right.
Like that single. Are you the single? Okay, you're different though.
But you also go first thing in the morning to a degree.
I am off of that. So yesterday it was two beautiful gentlemen. They were fantastic to golf with. And that's the thing, is that you always get paired up with people who are awesome.
Yeah.
Like very rarely do you get paired up with someone who you're by the end of the round you're like, oh my God, I can't stand this dude. So yeah, no, I've been paired up with I've made lots of friends.
I would say you are allowed to do
summer.
that because you're Josh Classen.
Yeah.
And you're, but you would get paired up with the like the curmudgeon or like the old guy that doesn't want to talk to anybody and is wrecking the vibes. You wouldn't wreck the vibes. You'd be a vibes guy.
Yeah.
You'd bring the vibes.
I
you
try
are
to
the vibes.
play off whatever the vibes of the other two or three people playing are.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's you know what?
Terry and Sharon,
single,
who I played with at Sandpiper this weekend.
As a single, that's what you should do.
Yes.
So you're doing it right.
Yeah. And I always walk. So
get your steps in.
If they're in carts, sometimes I'm holding them up a little bit, but that's fine.
It doesn't really make that big of a difference.
Where I don't like being paired up is sometimes I'm just with someone. I just want to talk to them. I'm there because I haven't seen this person in a while. I just want to have a nice conversation with them. It's gonna be 4 hours, catch up, golf.
Yeah, so
when I got to other people, it's like I gotta
that's...
talk to these people now, or they start talking to you, and it's like I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah,
I'm here with this person.
Yeah,
so I don't like it.
Yeah, I let Gordon Andrew have their chat time in the cart.
That's not uncommon for you to not want to talk to people.
That's exactly it too.
You're very recluse.
I am introvert. I'm very guarded.
Yes.
I don't like. It's just I'm not comfortable with it. I just want to talk to the people I know.
Yep.
Until the wall gets torn down, and then I'm good. But it's just I don't like. Actually, there was one time it was fall golf where my buddy and I we were golfing. There was like no one on the course, and a single came up behind us, and we waited to let him pass.
Oh,
because we're like, yeah.
And then he wanted to play.
He's
with
like,
you.
let's play. Like we could join together. And my buddy and I looked at each other like, nope, we're good. He's like, nah, I can play with you guys. I'm like, nope, we're good. Yeah. Like, go. We don't want to hold you up, but we don't want to golf with you.
And that's true. That's a good point by Gene's apprentice. Like, when you're coming to golf, it's already a good day. Right?
Yeah.
You're already in a jovial mood because you're kicking off. Could be the greatest round of your life. You just don't know it yet.
Yep.
But there's that excitement leading into it. It's a good day. Any day you can golf, it's a good day.
Yeah,
and then Iwanyk joins you as a single.
Yeah, then you're like,
this guy.
And I won't go with this. I won't get paired up as a single.
I've golfed as a single once, and it was when I first when we took over the family business from my parents. And I was at the South Side location. I felt probably my britches were bigger than so
sure.
I'm cutting out of work at 2 and I'm gonna go golf.
Yeah.
That's what owners should do. Turns out it's not. But I went and I just hopped on at Mill Woods.
Okay.
As a single. And it was actually quite fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun being
Did you get joined up? Or were you just golfing by yourself?
I was just golfing by myself.
See, I've done that, and it's lovely.
I know.
If you're bringing the vibes, like if you're,
were you paired up? Like, were you just golfing by yourself?
Yes.
Like, and there's no one else with you.
It's fantastic.
No. I got put into a group.
Yeah, no.
We're saying like sometimes
you aren't with anyone.
Oh,
you are on the course by yourself,
like that.
and it's
I
wonderful.
Do need a bit of a.
Is it?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
The only thing I didn't like about it is one time, and like I shouldn't have thought it happened because who am I? But par 3's third hole at Garrison, it's like
you thought you got a hole in one and you were disappointed because no one was there to witness
it. Was when I realized it, but I shot the ball. It was a good line, but it goes down and you can't see like where the hole was placed. You couldn't see where the ball went, but it was in line with it. And that's when I realized the worst part about golfing by yourself. If you ever got a hole in one,
no one would believe you.
You can't go and claim it. If there's a round,
you still claim it.
I had a buddy that did that.
But there's no proof.
Todd Stevenson. He was golfing out in Saskatchewan and he's like he thought he saw it go in, so he immediately started a video,
right,
recording himself driving the cart up to the green. He's like, guys, I think I got a hole in one. Like, this is not a joke. He's like, I'm gonna walk from my cart right to the hole so we can see it together. And sure enough, it was in the cup. So if you did do that, I would start something right away. So you have proof.
With other people.
Like
Yeah, but I also don't want to be the guy that like goes to people. I'm like, hey, I think I got a hole in one. Then we go up to the green.
No, you just start recording it.
Just in case
as soon as you're on the tee box.
Yeah, but no one's going to believe that still.
No, but you're coming from the tee box.
So
you set this whole elaborate thing up.
Yeah, I could go put a ball in the hole and put that.
Then you're a complete loser.
Well, but somebody's going to question.
Nobody would question
if I came in on Tuesday morning
before I started recording, there were coyotes that ran across the green while I was
swallowing my ball,
and then right in the hole.
If I came Tuesday morning to this place and I said I got a hole in one, guys, and I came with a video of me walking up to a hole getting it, no one's gonna believe me.
I'd believe you.
No one here will.
Matt,
Dusty and Eric would have made like, oh, it's the ripoff at Garrison. Like that's what would be coming up. No one ever. Absolutely. You cannot claim a hole in one. There's too many people that will question. And I don't want a hole in one where I have to like argue with people and be like,
okay, so if you did get a hole in one,
you would know.
I would know, but I want to be able to enjoy it too, and be like, people, oh my god, you got one. So if I ever golf by myself, I don't want a hole in one. No, because then people are going to question.
Nobody would not believe you.
100%.
No, they wouldn't.
100%.
You wouldn't lie about that. That's not in your nature. That's
100%. There's just that one person that would say
they would rib him about it.
Dustin wouldn't.
Dustin would believe
Eric
you.
wouldn't.
Yeah, it would be
no chance.
It would be a shtick that they didn't believe you, but he would believe you.
Yeah, no.
If you said
you're the last guy that would come in and fake that you got a hole in one.
Yeah. Zacticum, on the other hand, could see that guy. Rapticum. Yeah, that was explosive. That
squashed. The beef is squashed.
It wasn't bad.
It was good.
I loved how he went into Zach rap voice. I like the voice change.
You gotta put a little bit.
You gotta put a little bit of a thing on the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do like the battle back when you squashed him and you literally ate his lunch, his family's lunch, his grandparents' lunch. Everybody is done.
And it's hard when you don't actually know that much about someone.
Right.
To like.
How long did that take you to come up with?
While I was on the golf course when I heard Zach's version, his response, and then by the time I got to the end of my round, I just sort of wrote it in my head as I was going through the 18 holes, and then I just recorded it and sent it out.
Do you want to replay it?
No, I can't.
Can we replay it? I think it's just so.
No, you don't.
Yeah, maybe not in front of
it. You don't need to replay it. It's fine.
It was so gross too. It was bad.
I know. It was terrible.
Which one are we thinking of? The second one or the first one?
The second one was just
the LeBron part.
It was
the best.
beatdown.
But the only reason I threw that in is because I heard you guys making fun of him.
Well, it just made no sense.
But there's a like a Young Money, Cash Money. There was an era where that was what you did, is you would just out of context, you would say something instead of using a simile and being like, I'm fly is 747. You would just say, I'm fly 747.
Okay.
So
you'd bridge that gap.
You would just. It actually.
It was like what?
So
LeBron
I heard
game?
You guys.
Something about game.
LeBron
James.
Yeah.
Which was actually, but I heard everybody making fun of it, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to use that, and then that'll be it.
So maybe that was more of a season move than we gave him credit for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. There were parts of that I was like, wow, that's actually really good.
Well, credit to him.
Yeah. No, I think he could be good with a little tutelage, if that's what he wanted to do. He had flow.
I couldn't do that if I dreamed.
All I know is I told him not to get into the war.
You did. You gave him
the oil stream. I told him multiple times, don't do this. You can't win.
Good.
You can't win. Yeah, because you destroyed him.
It was good summer content.
You absolutely dominated.
Great content.
Yeah, it got us through a week. I will say that.
The slow summer season.
Hey, you guys know want to hear something funny?
Sure. No. While you do that, I'm just going to fill up my cup with some 2 Hoots.
Can you get 2 cups when you're out there?
Big Taste, Bold Refreshment, the official drink of the EST Hangout, 2 Hoots.
Josh,
don't just give a hoot, give 2. You want one?
Step.
Sure.
You want some?
I'm on holidays.
Okay.
I got nothing to do. Okay, tell me.
I haven't worked since the end of May. It's about to come to an end. So, do you know who T-Roy is? T-Roy is a bit of an EST legend around here.
Okay.
He's Dustin's former brother-in-law.
All right. Former brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But they're still close.
Sure.
He's still close with their kids, and they still see Uncle T-Roy. And T-Roy is playing in the world's longest baseball game.
Which is going on right now, isn't it?
Right now.
Yeah.
Out at Sakers Acres. Mm-hmm. So T-Roy put out a tweet saying, hey, they're short on umpires, need umpires for the event.
Yeah.
If you want to support me,
Give me like a wave.
if you want to support my cause, it would be...
No, you can. Well,
that was like an ounce. I mean, let's have it. That was a sip.
That's good. That's good. You're good now.
Now you're good. Yeah, I'll have the same.
I was just doing the yearly wave.
Said support me by umpiring if you want to. So T-Roy's come out to see Maddie and I at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for the Elks kickoff show and the post game show, and I felt, okay, T-Roy, you've supported us, so I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring, because Sakers Acres is like literally a kilometer east of my
From where
place.
you are. Okay.
I'm out that direction anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm volunteering all weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah, as an umpire.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Do you know how to umpire?
They said you don't need to know.
Oh, okay.
Because is it baseball? It is baseball.
It's fastball too. So it's like they're pitching.
Right.
But they're not, they're probably hitting mid 70s, upper 70s as pitches, right?
Well, especially after
the arm. And
yeah.
I'm assuming
After
everybody's
3
got
days
a pitch.
of...
So it'll be simple balls and strikes.
Yeah.
But I'm doing a night shift tomorrow, and then I'm doing a later night shift that goes till like 3 a.m. And I'm doing that again on Sunday night. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking. I was thinking about it because it's like I've never umpired.
Yeah.
And this is, it's not, it's serious, but it's not serious. But I don't want people to be like, he was terrible. That was a ball.
He was terrible.
I don't want to get chirped.
I think the fact that you're volunteering your time, nobody's going to chirp.
And I don't want to lose the
too
count.
much.
You
need one of those.
I need one of them things. I hope they have one of those.
Yeah.
But I saw the dressing room. Sake posted it up on
Looks good.
Twitter. It looks.
He
he's
does
such a
everything
pro,
so
man.
well out there. Yeah. No, it's...
And he built this whole diamond on the same property as the world's longest hockey game, right?
Right.
Because I think because we sponsored, when I was with Yvonne's Furniture, we sponsored the last world's longest baseball game, which was where the...
Was that Remax? Wasn't it?
No, it was at Field 9 at Centennial Park in Sherwood Park, where the prospects play.
As they're trying to get the new place in
So we facilitated their athlete lounge. We brought in a bunch of reclining sofas and all that stuff,
Right.
and then they auctioned them off at the end. But I think there was a lot of headaches dealing with the county there, especially with stuff like this.
Sure, yeah.
So he's like,
Do it on
"Screw
my
it.
private
I'm going to build my own ball diamond.
I got room. I got space for
So
it.
he's actually built his own diamond dugouts. Like it's pretty. So I'll be out there with
first
T-Roy.
year
Yeah, at
they're
his
doing
property.
it at his place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Oh,
always
good.
his plan, I believe. I remember being out there years ago for something, and he was talking about wanting to build a ball diamond on his property because he's got the whole hockey rink. And Saker's a good man because I believe he's a Yankee fan too.
I don't care. I don't watch baseball. So
Yankees are. There's only one team to cheer for.
right.
I don't really either.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
get
not.
to care less.
Now's the time about baseball, though. Like this is when it's great.
This is where you're getting
This is where
into,
it's like you don't. You throw on. Look if your team's in the playoffs or not. If they're not, you don't have to care about baseball this year. If they are, you watch the playoff stretch, the little run, and then you get to the playoffs. And I do believe baseball is the best playoffs of all of them.
Typical Yankees fan, hey?
Yeah.
If there was somebody in this room you would
Yeah.
think would be a Yankees fan, everybody would point their finger at you, Matt.
I wouldn't
He's
care.
a front runner.
I know,
That's
front
far
runner.
from it.
Front runner.
Yankees haven't won since 09.
Oh,
Yeah, but
it's
when
me.
did you start cheering for them?
When I was a kid, yeah, they all won titles. Okay, sure. When I was 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I'm still cheered for all of them for 20 years. 20 plus years.
Well, yes. So
Miami
you
Hurricanes
kept
have
with
won.
them, but you initially.
Yeah, sure. They won. I was watching them and they were winning a championship or something.
It's like my son and
So?
his Golden State Warriors love. Can you believe they signed Curry? For
2.9.
62.9 million for 1 year.
Oh.
It's funny because it was very, Reed and I have been doing rehearsal shows this week, okay?
Yep.
One of the topics that was brought up was the day after CD Lamb signed his $134 million deal, which is $34 million a year. And Reed brought up the topic, like, when does this stop, this escalation of these
Well, what did
crazy
Iwanyk just sign for?
I missed the numbers, but...
Iwanyk was... I was saying they don't stop.
It would, did he get more than CD Lamb? It's got to be in the ballpark, if not more.
I thought someone said, I heard that it was the 5th highest.
Because CD Lamb...
He'll be the 5th highest wide receiver.
Okay,
highest paid.
CD Lamb's the highest paid receiver. CD's was $34 million a year.
Garrett Wilson should be.
Well, there's a guy. That's a guy. You've got a guy in Garrett Wilson. CeeDee Lamb's, though, was $100 million.
$120 million extension.
120. Okay. How many years?
Guaranteed. Well, all that matters is guaranteed.
Yeah, that's
through
right.
2028, 4-year deal.
So it's 30
$76 million guaranteed.
So $76 million, 30 per year. But that's all those guys chase now is that guaranteed
Yes.
money.
Oh,
that's all they got.
Yep.
That's the only thing you should look at when you're a fan of a team. If your player signs or anywhere, is look at what the guaranteed is.
Yeah.
Because there's a chance they're not going to see the end of that contract.
CeeDee Lamb's was $100 million guaranteed. Or sorry, they called it a signing bonus. But $62.9 million, guys. Mm-hmm. What are we doing?
There is no end because everything goes up in life. Everything's going up.
Sure.
So,
Yeah,
and franchise values are coming up. Like Shohei Ohtani got a $700 million deal with the Dodgers. Juan Soto's going to get the second largest, which is going to be like 600. That? No, not a chance.
Really?
One.
You still think that was a smart business move?
Next year when he's dual pitching and stuff, but I couldn't even imagine how much money they're making off of Japan right now.
Okay.
Did you see the lineup around the stadium for Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night?
There's,
I don't follow baseball.
Yeah, there's going to be you have the Dodgers market in itself is just massive. Their TV contract, their regional is like $1 billion or something like that.
All right.
Now you've had the entire country of Japan following you and buying jerseys and doing all of that. So I don't think they would. But there will be a day in my lifetime where somebody's going to sign $1 billion contract.
Well, what did Rom sign for?
600 mil?
Something like that.
It was a lot. Now, yeah. So it's coming.
People are saying they would take me over Angel Hernandez in the umpire box.
That's a very low bar, but yeah.
I'll take it.
I think a lot of people would.
I'll take it.
I think pros would too.
I'm kind of excited though to get behind there and get in the mask, And, we got to come up with my my called strike out.
Cam Moon has somebody he knows is an umpire. His name's Chip. Whenever at a Riverhawks game, he knows when he can see Chip. He takes it all very seriously, and he's like very regiment. And he's a guy that really goes into strikeouts and stuff. I want you to be like Chip.
What if you want
like cleaning the plate and stuff?
You're gone, sucker.
You don't have to go sucker, but
you're gone. Okay, so a ball will be ball, right?
Yep. Just
strike. That's terrible. Well, it's bad.
Do it reverse. Make a big deal about balls, but nothing about strikes.
Oh, you didn't mean the word reversed.
Really? No.
Crest.
No,
what is he saying?
Really, go hard on when it's a ball.
Ball!
And then for strike, just a quick strike. And be like the reverse umpire. When somebody's out, just out. But he gets a walk. You just scream, take your base. You're going first.
I think, this is going to, I didn't even think of that.
Go a complete opposite way.
Okay.
Where everyone is who the hell is this? What is this?
Does he get it?
Does he know baseball? Why is this guy here right now? Especially when what's your second one? What time is it? At 2 a.m. or whatever?
11 p.m. till 3 a.m.
Yeah, that one especially. Yeah. Where they'll be like, am I awake?
Ball 3!
They're ready for bed.
Ball 4, take your base! I think I might do that. I got a video of that.
And then they're going to just they'll start pretending walk to the dugout, and then you're like, no,
take your base! Strike 3, you're out.
I like that idea.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, I think.
Especially in the overnight period. That'll liven things up.
Keep
people awake.
Oh, that's a good way of doing it. Yeah. Fully. Although you might wake up the people that are sleeping somewhere.
Oh, I think they're going to be awake anyways. From the sounds of it.
This is the EST Hangout on your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Edmonton Sports Talk, Iwanyk, Josh Classen, Chief Meteorologist of CTV Edmonton, who's also on vacation, and Jay Milne with you here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio as well as those watching on YouTube. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring a buzz. Check them out at thehiveproductmarketing.com. Lots of good things coming with EST and the Hive in the coming months. So stay tuned for all of that when it comes to the Nasty Club, when it comes to a pop-up shop. We're doing a lot of good things.
Okay, when does the annual sign up?
It'll be in October.
Okay.
I got to figure out when day one was for all the sign-ups.
I did the monthly. I didn't realize you get no swag for the monthly.
Yeah, because you signed up really late.
Shoot.
You gotta do the annual.
There's 2 annuals.
So if you're listening, don't do the monthly. Don't make the mistake I did.
Wait,
you're just throwing your money away.
Did you get a laminated card?
No.
That's in the annual.
Oh no, that's worth the price of admission right there.
You get the post-show show, and like there was a staff meeting this week.
I got the pleasure of knowing I was supporting my friend.
Well, there's post-show access. You get access to the songs and all of that.
I do, and I do use the goal songs a lot.
We do need to.
Maddie wants you want to.
We want to do more. We want to put more
right?
bonus content in there in year 2.
I have an idea
So
for you.
the monthly. So there's a little bit more for that. But then the annuals, they get a few extra things, which includes the swag and the certified nasty card.
Yeah, I know.
I think we should live stream portions of our day in the office outside of the studio.
It can't be live streamed. It'd have to be
Not live stream, but recorded, and that would be offered to see what Tommy and Gager are laughing about right now. You know, that would be great content. That would be additional content that only you would get if you're an annual nasty.
And then
The only problem
nasty
with that,
club.
The only problem with doing that is that those conversations would change if they knew they were being recorded.
100%.
The only thing is, we did have this idea. So we had this idea, Dusty did, where we were going to stream The Office 24/7, put a camera, but no sound. Yeah, and people would see, and then have to get like they'd guess like, what are they laughing at right now? And it'd be like the stupidest thing. But then also like 1 hour a day, we just turn on the mic,
just random hours,
happy hour. Yeah. But then they'd see like it's. Believe it or not, there are times where producers or hosts will sleep here overnight.
Sure.
So you would see that.
Yeah.
You would see Tommy crash on the couch.
To JL, how much is the annual? There's 2 levels, if I recall correctly, $79.99 plus GST, and then $124.99 plus GST between the annual and the premium. The premium has a little bit extra swag and a couple of extra things. So,
yeah, I think a little more behind the scenes content would be something that would be appropriate for what you're looking for.
I could let you know what I believe the bundles will be after the show.
That's fine. I don't even care what's in the bundle.
I'm not ready to go on air fully with it.
But
I think I've got it locked.
I wanted the laminated card.
Do you know Matty hand laminates each one of those cards with his little laminator machine?
I believe it.
He bought off Amazon.
Yeah, I heard.
He showed me it the other day.
You still have it?
Of course. Well, what else would I do?
He laminated.
I'm not going to get rid of it.
Wasn't there some kerfuffle when you first got it that it wasn't good? I thought I heard some rumblings that you were disappointed with the quality of it when it first arrived.
Not the laminator.
Oh,
Josh.
It's painfully slow. So for me to sit and think,
it's heating
of how long it took Matty to do that.
I had to do 140 some cards.
Oh my god, that would have taken him probably.
It actually wasn't. Well, but
6-7 hours.
It didn't go as long. Like that was. You saw me do an 8x10.
Yeah.
Or 8x11, whatever it is. So that goes longer. The card's shorter.
But do you not put like 5 3 or 6 cards in at the same time?
No, just one at a time.
Cut them out.
Well, no, they're done in a.
So it's an individual card.
They have. I got pouches for them,
right?
Individual small pouches, and then I have to slice those up.
Gotcha.
And it took me a lot of work.
More high tech than Alberta health cards.
Yeah.
Well, if you want your Alberta health card laminated, let me know because I got a laminate.
I just taped it.
I used to do that with my
packing tape.
I did that with my Bell Health card, benefits card.
And it's not even a high quality paper.
No,
it's like the cheapest paper they could possibly buy.
But then the annual membership, by the way, it's only up for like 3 months. I do put a limit on it. By the time the new year rolls around, I shut it off.
Yeah.
So you got to jump in. But I got to figure out because I'll launch it the exact same day it was last year launch, which I think was like October 16th or something like that.
Okay. I'll be listening.
Or, that's a good one. Like when we live stream the Oilers-Capitals game, that would only be available to
so I don't want to put like something like that, live like that. I don't want us to still be fully public. I want to do a lot. Sure. I just want some like little, almost like some TikToks that we could do. But instead of going on TikTok, they can go into the bonus content just to give a little extra. But any show thing we would do, I do not want to pay to watch us.
I'm going to tell you a secret. As someone who will be an annual member, I don't care about the bonus content that much.
I know, but I still want to.
I know that you want to
care about people. The swag. Yeah, primarily.
I want a hat and a card.
Yeah. Well, there's no hat this year.
What?
There's no hat this year.
God!
I can tell you that because it needs to change every year. So there's a T-shirt every year.
Okay.
T-shirt will remain.
All right.
I won't be doing a hat every year. That will be separate. That's going to change, and then the coffee mug's changing. I'm
going to have to go on to the EST store merch.
Actually, we're going to have different.
Order one.
I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy.
All right.
So
talk after. Okay.
When it comes to our store, though, coming up, I will be launching the quote-unquote city editions of the EST
Love
hats.
it.
So the green and gold will be there. The regular blue and orange, or blue and yellow will be there, which also works for the Stingers. I will get a blue and orange for the Oilers, and I will get blue and light blue.
Blue and baby blue.
For the
Riverhawks.
Yeah.
So, and actually the green and gold is for the multiple teams that are in town. That
Bears, Pandas,
Elks.
Boom.
So I'm going to have those options.
Our
Flat brim. Maybe
Bears.
I'll also do curved with those two.
You know what's coming next year? All of the colorways will be all of Maddie's favorite teams. There'll be like
Baltimore
a Yankees
Ravens,
colorway,
pinstripe
a
hats.
Ravens colorway.
Actually, I did think of also doing a Canadian one, which is red and white, which would
Yeah.
also work for Manchester United.
Yeah.
Go Red Devils. We play Liverpool this on Sunday. Big game, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It's hundreds of millions of people
I'll be
watch that
watching
match every
PGA.
day.
It's
I don't know that
Tour
the Canadian
Championship.
one would be a big hit.
I just like having a Canadian one.
Yeah. The white lettering would pop. That would
That's
be
what I
nice.
think, with the nice red.
Yeah.
Red hat is hard to
Red
pull
hat's
off.
tough.
This-
Unless you're Spike Lee.
Yeah.
It's
No.
tough.
Well, white hat with
No
red
good.
lettering.
Unless you're Spike Lee.
Did you
Yeah.
see the story on him with that red and white?
Or Trump.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Next topic.
That's a really good point. But what about white
Then
hat,
you could
red
be
lettering?
like Larry David.
White hat, red lettering. Nobody wants a white hat.
No,
I
like my
for
cool
golf.
white hat.
For golf,
230, yeah.
for golf, you want a white
like
hat.
I got a white version.
Okay,
It's
then
cool
what
hat.
you do is you put the Canadian flag on the back too, or on the side.
I gotta see
To
how
really
much
drive
that
it
all
home.
that extra costs.
It'd be just an extra embroidery stitch. It's not much.
Says you. Are you Chelsea from the High Product Marketing?
Well, then
Are you the person I
add
deal
it
with
to
for
the
that?
pricing.
I don't believe it is.
He's our
Yeah,
merch
but
Nazi.
it's-
yeah.
it's
Super
one of
Nazi
those
inside, no,
things-
that's the same guy.
No, too
I
expensive.
am actually very strict with these things.
Yeah, that's
Staff
why
here
I
doesn't
said,
get a lot of free stuff.
I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy.
All right.
This
I will-
staff things, like staff doesn't get a lot of free stuff with the merch right now.
Staff doesn't. I had to pay for this myself.
We all had to pay for our merch. It's a couple years
It
in.
is what it is. I'm
It's a couple
saying.
years in. I
He
don't
runs a
charge full
tight ship.
price. I do charge cost.
Well, as you should.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's early days of EST. I'm trying to build something here. No one gets free stuff.
Yeah,
No,
so I say to Maddie,
you're
I'm
not
like,
the NFL.
hey, Reed.
Yeah, I can't do natural grass every single week in this office.
Reed was mentioning that he'd like some EST stuff so he can wear it the odd time on the show,
Yeah.
hat and whatever. And he's like, that's fine. You just pay for it like everyone else. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I know it's not just 630
yes.
Ched, but so I might actually pitch to buy Reed stuff to make up for you.
We've all paid for it.
I know.
So what I'm supposed to go? I made everyone else last year have to pay for it.
It's fine.
So
So I'm
also
saying.
have like no stock.
Yeah, you
right
are
now.
pretty dry right now on this.
I haven't ordered because I knew a new store is coming, and then I ordered a bunch of extra stuff.
not paying for his stuff.
Hernan hasn't got anything. He does have a hat.
Hernan's going to be draped in double E gear for a while.
Actually, I
I
missed
get him
out.
some money.
Oh, I
No.
think
he said he can still do it.
till when?
He says for whatever.
See, I
He says it's good.
have JMO still though.
Yeah.
I need to connect. I need to get a Trey Ford jersey.
Those the sideline gear
Number 2, Trey
for
Ford.
the Elks this year is fire. It is so nice. Oh, those jackets, those sideline jackets, they're like white. They're kind of reminiscent of that old school Nike zip up. You don't like it? You have 'em.
They're a little too.
Have you
retro
seen
for
it?
me.
They're too. Show them the picture.
Have you seen it?
Maybe we're not talking about
The hat or the jackets that they're wearing?
I'm
The
sure
Elks?
I have.
Oh, okay.
It
I'll
is-
pull it up.
I think it's
Jasmine
beautiful.
says, Maddie, don't forget my EST hat nighting for Tuesday. Well, do you have a hat? And I could put it on you, but
Oh, is
outside of that, I
Jasmine
don't.
paying for her hat too?
Well, no, because also I have no hats. I have, unless actually the only hat I could give people, I'm happy to throw some of these out there, is EST Golf Classic. I still have some of those.
There,
That's a good hat.
That's a
He
good
has one.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Reed could have that.
Sure.
I'll give him that.
Take it.
Jasmine could have that
He
too,
was wearing a Montreal Expos hat yesterday.
which was awesome.
Yeah, it was. I thought you could have put a little.
You know what
beanie
I
hat
have
on
my
top.
kid wearing? He wore to school yesterday, grade 11. Wore to school yesterday. I found it because I'm moving. So we're trying to get rid of stuff. I found my old Ottawa Rough Rider Stephon Jones jersey.
Come on.
And he rocked that to school yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
And I was
baby.
like, yeah.
Yes.
So I had to explain to him who Stephon Jones was and who the Ottawa Rough Riders
awesome.
were. And yeah, he's wearing it proudly.
Well, so I've got 3 daughters.
Okay.
Grade 7, grade 5, grade 3.
Yep.
And I'm realizing now that if you want the starter pack for how to dress your grade 5, grade 7 daughter,
Yep.
here's what you need. You need a hoodie, a hoodie like this,
Okay.
with one of any of the big NCAA college
yes.
teams
Yeah.
that they have no idea who
it
they
is.
are.
Yep.
So it's either Alabama, Florida,
Right.
North Carolina,
Yep.
right? Crocs, socks,
Yeah,
and
Crocs and
shorts
socks
that
I
are
did.
questionably too short.
Yeah.
which I went off the handle yesterday morning on my daughter.
Well, because
when
the hoodie goes lower than the shorts.
Oh yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah,
we talked about it, and it was a point of contention. I said, "Look,
I feel for you. You're
not leaving
as the father of 3 boys.
Oh yeah,
I feel for the
we're on
father
opposite
of
sides
3
of the
daughters.
spectrum.
Yes,
but I'm like, Grace, when your hoodie is like out, it looks like you're not wearing anything underneath, and I'm sorry, it's not acceptable.
Yep.
Put on leggings,
sure."
And then she's like, "Well, no, I'll just like make sure it's up." I'm like, "Come on, man! Like, what are we doing here?" So it was a battle. I ended up losing. But it's actually funny
Crocs
because
and
I will
socks,
say,
though, is like
Crocs and socks
ridiculous.
is weird. It's disgusting. I don't get it, but whatever.
He's upgraded to Birkenstocks.
That's what April. That's what Grace has too.
Birks and socks.
Birks
I'm
and
like,
socks.
really?
White socks, like calf height socks, right?
Mid calf.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is totally weird.
Everybody's doing it. My daughter, my middle daughter, God bless her, my little Rose. She's still like she's Chucks. That's what she wants.
Yes.
She wants high top Chucks.
Yeah.
So she's got 2 pairs now, red and black.
Go
she's
red.
Starting to build a little bit of.
I don't have Chucks.
Those are Vans.
I know, but go red.
Yeah, go red. She loves her Chucks. I
call
will say
those
this
red?
though,
It's a red.
It's like a burnt orange.
and I'll probably get some pushback on telling my daughter how to dress, as
for sure.
Dusty did the other day on social media.
Did he really?
Just absurd. He was saying that him and his daughter have an agreement that he can have first say on what she wears out of the house till she's 17 or something like
It's
that.
a 15-year deal or something like that.
15-year deal. And people were up his ass about it, saying, "Oh, you know, as a father, you should know better than to put your daughter in a box as to what she can wear." To those people, you're not real. One for one.
Is that the jersey?
That's the one.
Yeah, I don't.
You're not real. And B, you don't have daughters. And C, it's none of your business. If that's how it goes and that's how it works in your family,
Sure.
then leave it alone. Like, for him to get as much backlash as he did I found that to be.
Welcome to social media
Oh, I know, but
and Twitter. It's
You know,
wonderful. It's glorious.
here's Dustin putting out something that I thought was sweet, innocent, and because him and I have shared the conversations, having his daughter and I have the daughters, it's like, yeah, I've seen what some of the classmates wear, and
This is why you don't put personal stuff on social media.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit too much. It just was upsetting to see the backlash.
Yes. I know my wife was complaining, actually, because it's our wedding anniversary tomorrow. So,
how many
happy
years?
anniversary, babe. 16 married.
Nice.
Yes.
So you were together before for a fair amount?
We were together for years and had 3 kids, and then decided we're
my-
traditional. Have 3 kids and then get married. You know.
Yeah, very
The
traditional.
traditional way.
Yeah.
But she was complaining a couple of years ago that why don't you ever on our anniversary or on my birthday? How come you don't post on social media? I'm like, no, I don't want any of that personal stuff. We don't need that.
No,
you don't need that.
Well, and you've seen
she gets it now.
Yeah, you've seen it's clear to see the opposite side of that as to opposed to the goodness in it. But unfortunately, there's one bad apple in every group that ruins stuff like that and can take it out of context or add more context to it that doesn't need to happen. Yep. Just, it is upsetting, but you're right. One should know better. Or learns to know better.
But I understand when people are trying to promote things like their own startup company. Sometimes you have to
put yourself out there.
Put the personal stuff out there.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I don't have to do that anymore.
Not as the chief meteorologist over at
It's all work.
CTV.
It's all work.
Yeah, he doesn't get to do the forecast.
I miss the good old CFRN days.
I'll do the forecast.
Yeah.
CFRN ITV.
ITV.
Channel.
Channel.
Good times. And RDTV. I loved RDTV.
Yeah.
They always had Access TV.
Access TV. Yeah.
And then Shaw TV was great.
CTV 2.
Okay.
They do corner. I watch a lot of corner gas still. APTN 5 o'clock every day has a corner gas on, and CTV2 usually has corner gas on. At some
APTN
point.
plays north of 60. Classic.
But yeah, RDTV always had some great shows like
both
Simpsons.
of you for still watching real TV.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm never giving up cable.
Okay, good.
Now I also do have streaming stuff. Like I have an IPTV.
Yeah.
I don't need to fully get into with people, but I do use an IPTV for other things.
Sure.
But I want.
But you will still watch Corner Gas.
I will still watch Corner Gas. I will still sit down and I like the sit down, wait for a show to come on, watch it.
Right.
Like I meant, like when Succession was on every Sunday at whatever time, I think it was 7 or something. I had to be at home, throw on Crave 1 on the TV, and watch it. Like, I need it right away. I don't want to wait a little bit. I want to watch it right now, right there. Big Brother, same type of thing. I need it right now, right there type of thing. There's those few shows. But I still do stream a bunch of things. Sports. I need sports. I can't
immediately. Yes.
That 30 to 40 to a minute delay, I don't like it.
Have you seen, speaking of streaming, have you seen the new Netflix Untold on Connor Stallions?
I've heard about it. I haven't watched it yet. I hear it's amazing.
It's fantastic. Like I had to, we turned it off halfway through because I had to go to bed last night. But yeah, it's so good.
I hear he is like a literal weapon.
He's Rain Man. Yeah. He is a genius. Like, I cannot, the way his brain works and how he's able to decipher codes.
So so for those that may not know the story behind Connor Stallions,
I'm amazed this story came out as quickly as it did. This was 2023.
Yeah.
So, and they've turned this documentary around in a hurry.
He was caught, or Michigan was caught, stealing signs from the sideline into the quarterback,
which isn't illegal as long as you're not doing it in advanced and in person. Was the problem, right? And so that's why
during games
they think he was sending people to record other.
He was on sidelines of other games.
He was.
He put a polo on of like Western Michigan and was seen on the Western Michigan sideline or something like that. Filming signs. The same as in baseball. Sign stealing has been around forever. When the Astros got in trouble, sorry Norman, a call behind your Astros cheated. The issue was they used technology. Yeah. And they took it too far. And that's where people had a problem with it. You can't use technology for this. And that was where they broke the
garbage cans at
banging garbage cans, but in like the dugout or like in their locker room area, there was like wires connected because they were like watching things and it was all videoed and there was a camera or something in the outfield or something like that. It was the technology that the Astros broke the rule. And they broke the unwritten rule. Like, sign stealing you can do in baseball. Everyone does it. It's the technology was the issue. And same with, you can steal signs, but there's certain spots you can't go do it.
Cheating Patriots.
Oh, you're talking Deflategate?
No, he's talking about
Spygate. With the Patriots.
I don't know that any of that gate stuff. I mean,
and then all of the videotapes magically burned. The barn burned
Bill Belichick
down.
was one interesting cat.
Before anybody could find them. But no, the Connor Stallions on Netflix.
Isn't Belichick on a panel this year or something?
He is, yes.
Is it HBO or something? Or is it like one of those? Because Nick Saban's doing college football.
Yeah.
Where is
and
Bill
apparently
Belichick?
Didn't bring his media pass. And did you hear this story?
Nope.
He didn't have his media pass with him, and he showed up for some NCAA event, and they wouldn't. Nick Saban. They wouldn't let him in.
Really?
And he's like, "Come on, I'm Nick Saban." And they were like, "No, you don't have your media credentials. Sorry."
So he joins Inside the NFL, Bill Belichick, and also this headline from a couple days ago: Bill Belichick and Peyton Manning are getting their own show on ESPN.
Ooh.
I would watch the hell out of those two talking football. I think.
Bill Belichick, I find to be very awkward to listen to speak.
It'll be interesting to see what he's like.
He did the draft and he was really good. He was pretty funny and he told some stories.
He was okay.
Okay.
His strength is his ability to recap stories and retell stories from his history as being a head coach.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I thought Rex Ryan would be better than Rex Ryan was.
I can't believe they got rid of RG3 and ESPN. I really liked RG3 on the panel. I really liked what I thought he had a good insight. I thought he was good in the booth. I didn't like ESPN or good.
Who's replacing Sam Ponder as the host of that?
Greeny. Mike Greenberg.
Really? Mm-hmm. Surprising that's not receiving backlash.
It did.
Given that it's taking a woman's job away.
It did receive some backlash because Sam Ponder was gone. Well, I thought that crew was actually really good.
I like Sam Ponder. Rex Ryan, I just can't help but stop looking
I do like
at
Randy
his
Moss.
bright white teeth.
I just want more Mina Kimes. I think she's one of the best.
I like Randy Moss. I think Randy Moss is the best. I'm not a Teddy Bruschi guy. I don't know. I just can't sit there and listen to him all that long. I am one of the very few that like Troy Aikman in the booth. Or not Troy Aikman.
I like Troy Aikman in the booth.
Tony Romo. I like Tony Romo.
He's gone worse.
Yeah, I don't mind Tony.
I know
he gets lots of backlash.
Yeah, I don't get the backlash towards
He doesn't
Tony Romo.
say anything.
But when he speaks, it's like, whoa, yeah, this guy knows.
There's a lot of, when he does speak, it's just like, wow, that was amazing dance. There's nothing. Like, you actually gave me
context.
nothing.
Right.
And it's just, he got ripped there last year for a lot of those things. And then I don't know. He was great to start because he was predicting plays, but I don't think he's ever improved from there. And now he's not even predicting plays because apparently he was told he shouldn't be doing that as much anymore because teams got upset with him. So now we're seeing that he's actually not that great of an analyst. I'm excited for Tom Brady.
Okay, speaking of Tom Brady, did you hear what the I guess the constraints are here with him? Because he wants to become a part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes.
Right. But he's also...
Didn't he?
Well, he's trying to, but the NFL has a big issue with it because here he is as the go-to guy on Fox,
Right.
as the broadcaster for the big games. So he's going to be in hours and hours and hours of production meetings, player meetings with both those teams.
Right.
As an owner
of one of
Las
the
Vegas.
That's such a minority stake.
No, the stipulation is, though, did you see the rules that have been written for his purchase?
No.
He's not allowed in any of those production meetings. He's not allowed at any of the team's facilities prior to the lead up to the game. Pretty much all he's able to get is a transcript of those production meetings and coaches meetings, players meetings. Like Dustin right now, he's probably talking with players that are involved in that touchdown at Pacific tomorrow. That's part of the... He's not allowed in any of that. He can only receive the transcripts. Because, I mean, and if you look at it from other teams' perspectives,
it makes sense.
like I want the owner of the Las Vegas Raiders in our team meeting for the Chiefs-Baltimore, Thursday night kickoff or whatever game, right?
Yeah, he's going to be great, though.
Speaking of that game, I like your Ravens that game.
I don't.
Are they underdogs?
I'm worried about the offensive line. I'll take a quick look. I'll go to cool bet.
But you got Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but I'm worried about the O-line. They didn't do enough, I think, to fix it, and they lost some players.
You poor bugger. Both your teams that you support.
+3, Ravens.
They're +3.
+3.
I like that.
Or -3. He's Commanders.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do feel like we need to get to this just a little bit of time. Sad news from Hockey World today.
Yeah.
Johnny Gaudreau, his brother, Matt, killed in a car crash. Well, not a car. They were riding their bikes and hit by a drunk driver. Just another example of we shouldn't need these, but don't drink and drive. And just heartbreaking for the family. Sister's wedding this weekend. That's why they were there. Like, it's just absolutely awful. And unfortunately, Johnny Gaudreau passing at 31, his brother 29, I believe. Just awful news from early this morning that broke.
When I got home from the golf tournament, I was scrolling through Twitter, and it wasn't confirmed at that point.
Yeah, because
it's kind of a weird situation.
Well, Tim
that
Peel
happened.
threw it out there, and it was like, well, like it wasn't confirmed. And it's like, I remember this with Pat Burns, I think, passing. Well, he didn't pass at the time, but I think Damian Cox reported him dead, and he wasn't dead. And I learned at the time, like, I think it was Bob McKenzie that went, like, for something like this, why are you trying to be first? Make sure you're right.
Wait.
Who cares?
Who cares about being right? Yeah, who cares about wanting to rush? I think there's a reason you didn't have Friedman and all those rushing to break this. Is that why you want to break this? Like, why do you need to put this out there? Let it be done through proper channels.
Yeah.
I just feel so, terrible for that. He was a father of 2 young children, and now their dad's gone. And that's just...
What those parents?
There's so many
sons
layers.
at the exact same
and
time.
Think of the whole family was there probably for the wedding.
It's just awful.
It's like...
It's awful at any time, but when it's the weekend of the wedding,
well,
and
the reason
whole
they're there,
and no, I know,
it's tragic. It's so sad, and it's
Ubers don't cost a lot.
I know, man. Like
Cabs don't cost a lot.
Yeah, it's terrible.
There's a lot of easy way. Like Ubering is just so easy nowadays. Get on your phone. Like, I hate calling people, talking to people. I don't have to talk to anyone. I can get an Uber with a couple buttons, and boom, it's right there. And I can get a nicer Uber if I really want to, because there's the extra options. Like,
you probably do as COO.
No, I'm too cheap. I don't do that. But like, it's so simple. So just please don't drink and drive. Like, catch an Uber.
I will say this
to the family, just the hearts go to them.
I have older kids that are of drinking age, and they are religious about either having a friend drive who doesn't drink, or they Uber home. It's amazing, because
for them.
I'm of the age where I remember it was a different time.
Yeah.
Right. And I grew up in a small town, and it was not treated the way it is now. So yeah, it's nice to see that.
I like not driving places that I know I'm going to drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because then I know, like, well, I can't drive. There's no way for me to get in. I have to take something else.
Yeah, that's why I told Reed to come pick me up yesterday, because I knew I'd be having some drinks at the golf tournament. So, hey, might as well get one ride out of the way.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So it's so, but
Gutting using the National Hockey League.
Sad.
Hearts go out to everyone with that one. No easy way to transition from that, but we'll attempt to here on the EST Hangout. Matt Iwanyk, Josh Classen, Jay Milne with you here. We should talk a little bit Labor Day Monday. Elks, Stamps, Green and Gold Kickoff Show, 3 o'clock, Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, where every day is game day. Cheese and jalapeno smoky on special because it's game day special. Loaded burger, I believe, is the daily special. You can get 6 o'clock
man.
Oh, there's the Ukrainian platter for $100 or for $100 $10.
No, of course. And it's not like your mom's Baba's pierogies, but I love pierogies.
Oh yeah,
6 o'clock or lager on special. My parents are coming.
Are they?
On Monday? Yes.
Oh.
So it's gonna be one. I haven't seen them enough this month. But we got a game. I've got my horse betting. I've been slowly every week becoming more and more of a degenerate when it comes to horse gambling.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
Last week was the worst.
Are you and McCord comparing notes and sharing?
Not yet,
tips?
but no, because I'm a gut guy. I go up to the machine, I pick a race, and I look at the odds, and I look what I want to do, and I press. And like last week, I bet like 700. It was amazing. I should have bet a lot more last week.
If he was betting more than like 50 cents a race or $1,
it was $2 races. It was $2. It was $1 or $2 in the races. I would have won some.
And we've got
cash.
this fella that's there
Sandy.
He must be there every day.
Sure.
So he's there every time we're doing our broadcast.
Yeah.
So he's there, Sandy. So he's a big CFL fan, but he's also always there
Likes
for
the
races,
horses.
loves the horses. And so I gave him $20 last week at the start of the show. I'm like, let's turn this into something, Sandy.
Yeah.
Me and you, buddy. And it was gone.
Well, first thing, what did you see him?
The first thing I saw, I gave him just before we went on to the kickoff show,
Yeah.
Green and Gold kickoff show. So I gave it to him. I'm like, come on, Sandy, let's go. And I'm like, if you hit one big, come on air. Like, come and say it. Well, it's all good. So first thing I see him do is go to the beer line.
Right. Yes.
I'm like, Maddie, this is not looking good.
At 20 is disappearing.
Yeah,
The night ended with him going. The two things I remember is one, and the last race, like that last race got us. It's like, of course, it's the last race.
Of course, Sandy.
And then also him saying it wasn't a good day for him. So maybe it just was an off day for Sandy.
Should I give him another chance on Monday? What do you
Maybe
think?
it's his last chance. I remember the game before, though, because you gave it to him on the post-game show with the one before. You brought him on the air quickly, and like, what did we bet on? And he's like, well, we've got this horse in the 5 pick'em exactor box.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just doing this thing, and we're both like, okay.
Yeah, oh, sure. Yeah, sounds good, Sandy. Like, do I have to come back at 1 a.m. to see if we won? Because he was in like a pick 6, which is like you pick the winner of the next 6 races.
Yes.
Like, dude, we're done the show.
Yeah, I'm not
Clean it out.
And then there's
Let me
also an
know
Elks
next
game, by
week.
the way. There's an Elks game on their wall of TVs. It's amazing. Maybe there'll be a college football game on it. We can watch 2 things at once.
Ooh.
But Elks Stamps. You been watching much this year? No.
I haven't watched
Yeah,
a
not
whole.
much.
I haven't watched a whole lot. I watched the end of that ridiculous Riders Argos game.
It wasn't ridiculous. It was amazing.
No, it was terrible.
Horrible.
And
Horrible.
actually,
Listen, I'm in favor of the Rouge, but not in that circumstance.
Well, the
Great
commissioner's
point.
open to it.
great point.
To change.
Because my man Reed Wilkins in our rehearsals here came up with a new rule that says under 3 minutes, no rouge.
I hate that.
Under 3 minutes in overtime, no rouge.
I don't mind that.
So essentially, a game
I
cannot
don't mind.
be
I will
won
fight that.
by a missed field goal.
You can't
Yes.
change scoring.
Yes.
You can't change scoring to different times in a game. You can't change scoring. Because why should a team get a rouge at 3:01 in a game, but at 2:59 they can't get a point? You can't change scoring that way. You can't do it at time-wise. If you want to change it...
The theory is that...
but
you could if they wanted to.
What sport does that? What sport says throughout the game you could score, but only in this time you can't score the exact same way? That doesn't happen. The argument I will say that the one I could live with most is if it goes through the back of the end zone, it's not a point. Because the point of the rouge is to have the team return it. And if they don't get the chance to return it out of the end zone, then it shouldn't be a point. But if they catch it, it's on the team, because the rouge isn't about a missed field goal. It's not about any of that. It's the team decided
you in the end zone.
They did not get it out of the end zone,
Right.
and they're going to get field position out of it. That's where I could live with it. But you can't change a point system because, again, a rouge could have been scored earlier in the game, which impacts the game. But just because we're in the final 3 minutes, a rouge can't be scored.
Yeah, I just think that it was just a terrible look because Haralahu put his hand up like he had...
Because he did his
won
job.
the Super Bowl.
Yes.
He didn't do his job.
Yes, he did.
Stop it.
His job from his coaches guaranteed was get that ball through the end zone. I don't care if it's through the uprights or missed.
He was trying
get
to
it
kick
through
a
the end
field
zone.
goal.
It
He
doesn't
almost
matter.
did so bad.
Who
he
won?
almost hit the upright
and came back.
But
dead ball.
who won the football game?
Yeah,
I get it.
He did his job. He can celebrate all he wants.
I'll never believe that he did his job, because that's a loser mentality. If you're saying that he did his job, like his
job was to get that ball to get a point. His job was to get a point.
Steer clear of the uprights, pal.
Sure.
Don't
Sure.
Go hard
I'll go with
right,
that
hard
one.
left. There's ways of doing it.
I'll do that one.
Other than trying to, and he missed the field goal, and he's celebrating like that. Just kickers piss me off in general. Okay.
Jason Duke saying the CBL, their scoring system doesn't change. It's how the game ends changes.
Yeah,
it's a target score, but a 2 is a 2. A free throw is a free throw. A 3 point's a 3 point.
I know, and that was my first thought too.
But you don't change the scoring system of the game.
I don't mind that the CBL does it. I don't know why they do. Is it just to stick out and be different?
It's a couple of reasons. One is time-wise. Your game is kind of tight. You don't have to run out the string of a 5-minute game, 5 minutes left while a team's blowing a team out.
Yeah, and I disagree with that.
But that other team still takes the timeouts, and they still try to, and then in that final minute, they're still fouling and stuff.
The game can go way longer as well with that setup.
In which setup?
The capped score. Target score.
Yeah, but we also, generally it doesn't, though, because only team only needs 9 points, I think it is.
It eliminates the fouling at the end.
A little bit, yes. It does that.
Right. You're not like, oh, okay, I'm just going to foul you, and you got to make both.
You got to make both.
And it's also, it kind of eliminates those blowouts. Like, we don't have to sit there longer. If it's a tight game, it's a tight game still. It was always going to be close. The other thing, too, is exciting. I thought the NBA would eventually try to maybe do something with this, because they brought it into the All-Star game. And people loved it. And they raved about it down south. They got rid of it from the All-Star game. And I was surprised by that. I'll throw out this prediction, though. The in-season tournament one day turns into a true in-season tournament, doesn't count the regular season points, and they bring the Elam in there.
Yes. Yeah.
I can see that.
How would they do that as a true in-season tournament?
And what does that mean?
What do you mean? Because this is the in-season tournament, like I view soccer as the model for this. Right now, the in-season tournament, so the Lakers will take on, I can't remember, I think Dallas is one of the teams this year. They'll take on Dallas.
And it counts towards the regular season.
Yeah, so if the Mavs beat the Lakers, the Mavs get the win in the in-season tournament. They get the win for the Laker game, or in the regular season standings. In soccer, if Manchester United, let's say, has to take on Fulham in a Premier League match, that's just for the Premier League. They could then play Fulham on the Wednesday because they're drawn together in the FA Cup, and that's strictly for the FA Cup. They're not connected.
I don't know.
So you take what you would do is you would take an 82 NBA game schedule in my mind, you bring it down to 72, and then the remaining 10 games are connected to the in-season tournament. So you make the games that you schedule different games for the in-season tournament. They do not count to the regular season.
But you're going to run that in the middle of the season?
That's exactly what happens in soccer. In soccer, you could be playing Manchester United a few years ago through the months of January, February, and I think a little bit of March. We're in 4 competitions. 4 different competitions they're playing in.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would fly.
It will. I always stand by this. Once you see it and once it happens, you'll understand it and you'll like it. It's one of those things that it's hard to grasp. Like, I understand anyone that wants to watch soccer, they don't know how to follow it.
Right.
And I always say just pick one league, like just watch Premier League matches. Pick Liverpool and just find their Premier League matches and just follow the Premier League and learn the Premier League. Don't worry about the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League, all that. Leave that and slowly learn it. This is, to me, the same. It's complicated to understand. But when you see it, you'll enjoy it.
It's not going to, it's not going to change my life either way.
Well said.
I 100% disagree.
Why?
No.
Because you have now a radio show from 3 until 6 with the Reed Wilkins show with Jay Milne, and that impacts how you cover sports. So if there's an in-season tournament and let's say the Oilers are playing the Wayne Gretzky Cup, you got to know whether it's the Wayne Gretzky Cup or the NHL regular season. Welcome to being a sports broadcaster now, Jay.
Oh, man. Oh, I forgot.
What did I get myself into?
Shoot. Is it too late?
I'm calling you out for that one. Yeah, Josh doesn't have to worry.
No, I don't care.
You just got to tell us when storms and snow's coming.
Hey, that was, I had a question I was going to ask you right off the hop, and then Maddie interrupted.
Yeah, and then we never
got back to it. What is, in your recollection, your biggest gaffe? Or, like, it's not because it's your fault. I mean, you use models and follow things, but
like the biggest
blown
forecast?
Oh, man, that was bad information. Yeah. Is there one you can put your finger on?
He's too good.
Yeah, but everybody makes it.
No, it's just, I have a short memory for those kind of things.
Well, you think the worst
sure
I had,
Yeah.
Sports Center update, I once said, "You're Matt Iwanyk," like to the audience or something like it.
I forgot my name once.
Did you?
Yeah, my very first. I was interning. I was fresh out of Nate, still in Lloydminster, and then the news anchor was doing late night, and she's like, "I don't want to do late night tonight. You want to do late night?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to do late night." And no one had ever taught me how to end a newscast, and we were getting to the end, and she's standing beside the camera. She's like, "Just say your name and say goodnight. Just say your name and say goodnight." And I blacked out, and I'm
That's awesome.
Good night. Yeah, and so I forgot my name. My very first newscast.
That's a memory for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why it took me so long to get out of there.
Yeah. How long were you in Lloydminster?
2 years probably, and then 5 in Saskatoon, and then a brief stint in Toronto, and then here for 21 now. So
wow,
Lloyd has gone. A lot of amazing broadcasters.
Ray Wilkins went through Lloydminster.
It's absolutely actually incredible how that town has produced so many broadcasters.
Really?
The GOAT for radio has been a big one. For music radio jocks and stuff. The GOAT is massive for that so many people.
That's a station in Lloyd.
It's just one of those. If there's a lot of resumes, I'm sure in the city of Edmonton with radio people that the GOAT is there. I don't know what it is, but that's a place people go and get better.
Well, because you can do everything, and it's one of the few small markets still left. Right,
there's not a lot.
Red Deer's not there anymore. You can't go to Red Deer fresh out of school and make mistakes like forget your name and still keep your job.
Right.
Radio's like that.
It's tough.
Well, and I find, obviously, like that industry is shrinking.
Yes.
Mightily.
Yeah.
Big time. So it's, it'd suck if you were coming out now as compared to what, Matt?
No, continue. I forgot that we have to. We sidetracked from one other thing, but continue.
Now the market, the jobs available are 1/10 of what they would have been, I would imagine, which sucks.
Yeah, that's why I told my kids don't go into broadcasting. So they're going into digital music production instead.
Digital music production. Can you explain what that exactly is?
I don't really know what it is they're going to do.
Isn't that producing music?
Well, sort of.
Like you'll be the person on the board. You'll be the new Rick Rubin.
Yeah. So they will learn how to do that. They'll also learn how to do like sound for the Jube or whatever, right? But I don't think that's what they want to do.
You could be a concert guy. You could be the guy in those back on the board.
Famous.
Touring with Metallica.
They just want to be famous. So
be their audio people.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you could. Yeah.
Didn't get your thoughts on Labor Day.
My thoughts on Labor Day?
Yep.
Well, I think it's going to come down to the Elks defense.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to rely so much because it's all things are pointing towards MBT being the starting quarterback. But Calgary has they've got the least amount of points for in the West Division. The Elks defense has the most points against.
Right.
So I think that's going to be a grudge match.
Strength on strength.
Something's got to give. So it's whether Calgary puts up more points or Edmonton stops them and limits their points.
I think I know a key to the Elks victory coming up on Monday from Mr. Milne.
I think it's going to be the defense. I think the defense needs to come through. And I'm worried about this game because MBT does not have the resolve to finish games, to go and take games and win them.
Right.
Let alone playing on Labor Day at McMahon Stadium. I think it's a disease or something in that psyche, and I don't know if they can shake it. So I was, it was, disappointing to see that Trey Ford is not healthy.
Right.
I think with a healthy Trey Ford, there's a high likelihood that they steal both these games because the split stinks.
I'll throw this out there. Trey Ford sounds like will dress at least. He's progressing more through practice. Will dress.
Okay, if Trey Ford
is dressing, comes in the fourth and carry this team.
No, if Trey Ford is dressing,
he's dressing.
Which means,
it sounds like
okay, then he's healthy enough to start. This is a bad decision by that coaching staff to not start him. If he's I will flip that. In 2015,
when they won the Grey Cup, Michael Riley was hurt on Fort Mac with his foot.
Yes,
he dressed the Labor Day game. Wasn't fully healthy. They started. Who would have been the start? James Franklin, I think it was. Michael Riley came in and during the game, they lost. He then started on the rematch, and they didn't lose a game the rest of the season, all the way through, and including Grey Cup. Maybe there's just that little extra there that needs to be. Like happened to Riley that one game. Maybe Fort just needs a little bit more. Healthy enough to maybe go in and help on a couple plays, but not ready to be the full starter.
I don't buy that.
He comes ready.
I think that's Trey Ford, if healthy, needs to be the starting quarterback. Plain and simple.
Sure.
That guy puts this team in a different gear, in a winning mentality that I don't see. I mean, McLeod Bethel Thompson and any quarterback, whether it's CFL, NFL, CIS, or U Sports, amateur football, the quarterback drives the team.
It's more than just the skills.
Yeah, it's so much more than
the
that.
vibe that you bring.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I don't know that MBT is a guy that this team gets behind, defensively and offensively.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying the challenge presented here, to me at least, in my opinion, is on the defensive side of the ball for Edmonton. Is Purifoy back? Is he going to be back?
He's been dressing.
Okay,
or he's been practicing.
Because that takes Derek Moncrief out of the safety position, which was a little bit of a liability last week. And Purifoy is the defense's quarterback at safety, who's a very emotional leader, leads by example. That's good to have him back in the fold.
Today's day 2 of practice. They're on the field 11 till 1:30. Trey Ford yesterday was limited. As for Javon Leake, he was full practice.
Huge.
As for Luches Purifoy, he was full practice.
Okay, there's 2 big pieces coming back too.
Are they going to make the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. If they split, are they still going to make the playoffs?
No.
Yes.
They can't. They split Calgary. They're not making the playoffs.
Yes, they will.
There's not enough runway left.
Winnipeg's going to take off.
And they have 2 against Winnipeg.
Yeah, if they split Winnipeg, split Calgary, they can still find a way to get it done.
How?
They still have how many 3 Eastern Conference games?
No.
Well, they have 4 against them. There's 7 games left.
They have Saskatchewan, Toronto.
I think Saskatchewan's going to be
and they got Winnipeg again. Toronto's last game of the season. They play, no, it's not, it's Calgary 3 times. So they go Calgary, Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, Calgary, Toronto. It's all West. You split this month, you're out of the playoffs. You're not making it.
Okay, let's say you grab 2 out of 3.
You have to sweep one of the 2. You have to sweep Calgary, Winnipeg, and
2 out of 3 against Calgary.
You got to take the Calgary sweep.
Right.
2 out of 3 against Calgary in the last 3 games you have against them this year.
You have to beat Saskatchewan, and then you have to beat Toronto. And that still might not be good enough.
I think you can. I think a 7-11 team.
They need to be 3-4 in September.
Yeah, which they
straight
can
up, which has to be a sweep of one of Calgary, Winnipeg. Has to.
They need to be 3-4.
3 of 4.
Oh, 3 of 4.
Yes,
yeah, okay, I was like,
no, the 4 games they got in the month of September, they have to win 3.
Well, I'll put it to you this
because
way.
if you split those series, you've made no ground. You're in the exact same spot, but with less games to go.
And if you don't win 3 of those 4, then you probably don't belong in the playoffs. So
there's that
whatever.
Yep. But also it's like that's where the 0-7 you blew it.
Yes,
you absolutely
made
blew
things
it
really tough on yourself.
Yeah.
So,
but if somehow they can find a way to win, I have my questions at this point. But knowing that Javon Leake's back, knowing that they'll have that slash and dash running style. Who comes out?
Brown or Rankin?
Brown.
I think it's Rankin.
Actually, now Brown had a pretty big game last week.
I think it's Rankin.
I think Rankin would come out. But you're going to have Javon Leake, Kevin Brown running the ball. They're running the ball consistently over 20 yards or over 20 carries per game, which has proven to work. But that defense needs to. I mean, the defense did pretty damn good last game. They held them to 21 points. But MBT just couldn't get it done.
Right.
And stretch the field.
Green and Gold Kickoff Show, 3 o'clock, right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, or join us at Century Casino on Monday. By the way, Estes 17th. Get your tickets, Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You were a nominee for a few live performances.
I'm a nominee. Wow, that's a good thing I'm coming then.
Are you?
Yeah, well, I booked the day off work, so.
Oh, nice. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. How many tickets do you need?
We'll talk after.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I think maybe just me.
Oh, okay. There was the first time on the Hangout you rapped.
Right.
Then you were on the Hangout the second time and you rapped.
Right.
I don't know if that's a nominee or not. And then you rapped on the golf show.
Oh yeah, the golf show one was terrible.
It doesn't matter. We don't.
I was
those. You're going up also against the. You're in tough a little bit because they got the A&W live performance.
No. I don't deserve to win it.
And the other one was, we had one more live performance that goes up there.
Eric's 12 Days of Christmas.
Yes.
And I think you
which-
should use your
yes.
the first appearance. That was marquee
Well,
stuff.
there's 5. The voting's going out today to Nasty Club annual members and ESTers. You could start voting. I just need to make a couple final changes, tweaks to the voting.
Yeah.
And then we get going.
Yeah,
And
you can take out
trophies
the
are coming.
golf show one.
I need a 5th.
It'll be voted on.
It just won't get votes.
Do you want me to give you one right now?
Yeah.
A late nomination.
A late nomination.
Let's
In
do
the
it.
wire. In the wire. Okay, I'll do the, because it was supposed to be the intro song for the Green and Gold pregame, postgame show, and then I messed it up. So I don't know. I haven't spit through this one in a while. They do this in prime time, under the bright lights, for you on the sidelines, the fans in the stands keeping double E pride high, the gridiron fly guys, the green and the gold, yeah, they call it the franchise. The Gizmos, the Miles, the Moons, the Kepleys, old spaghetti legs, Ricky Ray, Willie Pless, and whoever comes next to bring back the chip and add another brick to the legacy. Cause it's double E over everything. Double E, it's a legacy. Double E over everything. Double E, they rise it up.
Boom! Wow! The late nomination for the ESTs comes in.
I can't believe I didn't get that to you guys in time for the.
You can
I
still
saw
get
the
it to us
lyrics.
whenever.
Maddie
You
said
can
the
still
lyrics.
get it to us whenever.
There's a couple
you can cut
games
this.
left. There's a couple games.
Well, for the on air, or like to connect it to our music.
Yeah, do it. We can find a way to use that. No?
Yeah, but he's got
okay.
professionals.
Yeah.
I got to beat that.
He's got sons that are in digital music production.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh, appreciate you taking some time on your vacation to come here. It's
Thank
always
you
great
for
having
having
you.
me.
brother. You're the best.
Thanks for everyone for
Awesome.
tuning into the EST Hangout. Coming up next, Lock Shop, Haas, Pat Gregoire. They talk some CFL, but they're also going to look at the weekend in college football. And then at noon, it's myself, Tom Gazzola, Oil Stream. Today's the last day. We have nothing coming up. Live programming at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. We're 6 to 6. EST Afternoons with Hernan Salas, Walking Gage.
Congratulations,
3
by the way, you
o'clock.
guys. That's awesome.
Thank you. We got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. That starts on Tuesday. But thanks for tuning in today to the Hangout on behalf of Glue Guy, Rapper-turned-weatherman Josh Classen.
That was so good.
I'm Matt.
Like,
Thanks
that
for
was
tuning
awesome.
in to the EST Hangout. Like I said, Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,